On foot, that's about a little over 3 days of travel. However, with the cart, you could slim it down to about 2.5 to 3 days. So you can get there late on the second day, essentially. However, it would be over 3 days if you all are guys, or if everyone's getting on this cart. If everyone's on the cart, it's going to be a little bit longer of a journey. So you get there probably early morning the third day, like hours into the morning if you don't rest for that last night, which you might push into danger territory. Or you can find another way to offload the weight, and then you'd be all moving at the cart's pace, which would be about 2.5 days. So it's up to you.
Why don't we just get another ox?
I was about to ask, could I feasibly buy a horse and a cart in town?
You could buy the horse. If you bought a horse, then one person could ride that, and Gorbo could, for example, ride the horse, and then that would be fine. It would be the cart with Rin and Elion in the front, Brigantine and Sullivan in the back of the cart, and then Gorbo on the horse. That would work. You guys don't necessarily need the cart. If you want the cart, you can get it, but it'd be a little extra money.
Gorbo's a little big for a horse, isn't he? Since he's like a half giant, or
no. His size is medium. He's just heavy.
What if I got a cart and a horse? How many people could fit in the second cart? Like, could I have Gorbo, myself, and like one, or like just Gorbo and I would like that?
Well,
strain
there's only
the horse?
5 of you, so you could have 3 in one cart and 2 in the other.
That's what I'm saying.
You could drive the second cart. Yeah, and the cart you would need would be more of a carriage. The ox is a load-bearing beast. Like, it can carry a lot. It's just that that very last person is a bit too. It could still carry it. It would just be a slower pace. If you got a horse and a cart, then it could feasibly be 2 people, including either Gorbo or Regenton.
See, I think we're all missing the most important thing. We could start making Ollie a horse harem, and you're all just glancing.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, true.
We
should all just buy horses.
He already had it at the fuck stable.
Hell
fuck
yeah.
stable.
They fucked him up good.
Anyway, since it's on the topic, I'm trying to look up horse, and I keep typing house.
Please.
We're gonna need that as well because
I can't figure out why I can't get horse, and I'm like, why is it? And I'm typing house.
Can Regenton pull the cart with your horse with the Gorbo? Me and Gorbo as horses.
You are still under this. Can you be exhausted?
No.
Are you sure? Check that real quick.
I have a lot of benefits for being this race.
Yeah, I don't think you can be exhausted because you don't have to sleep.
I don't have to sleep. I don't have to eat. I'm immune to poison and disease.
You could pull a second cart, but you have to make athletics checks for every couple hours of the journey, and if you fail one, then you're gonna start slowing it down.
Okay.
But you could do it without getting exhausted. You could go the entire time, but it's up to your strength at that point.
Oh, my strength is not looking good, Chief.
If you have any benefits to boost that, then you could. But you could do it. If you can't get exhausted, then you could do it. It's just your strength at that point.
Oof.
Fucking constructs. Can't get exhausted.
Jesus. I was gonna say like, Gorbo could help until he gets tired, and then.
Well, yeah. If Gorbo did it for an entire day of strenuous.
Well, no, yeah.
Beyond exhausted, he would have to sleep very early on or take exhaustion points. You don't have to be exhausted. You could do it. It's just your strength at that point. If you're not keeping up with your strength, you won't get exhausted, but you also won't move as the cart's pace.
All right.
You're looking at Ollie. Ollie's a big fucking ox. Like he can take a lot.
Are there any other oxes in town that we can buy? Can we buy a second ox?
Yeah, you can buy a second ox.
So we could have 2 ox-drawn carts.
The horse would probably be cheaper.
Oh, okay.
And it would be able, because a horse on a cart can carry up to 5 times its weight, which is basic carrying capacity isn't a whole lot, but it would be enough to carry 2 of you. The ox is for carrying purposes, it's a huge creature, which means its weight is even higher, and then that's also 5 times.
So I know the riding horse or whatever it is 50. One of the horses is 50. I know the other one is 75 gold.
Actually, you know what? I'll say this. I think Ollie can carry a I think Ollie can carry all of you guys. I think you guys just might need to trade in the cart for a bigger cart.
Oh.
If you guys want to do that, then it could carry all of you. Because a huge creature is big, and 5 times that, that's way more than what you guys take up.
Are you sure? Like, I don't want to hurt him.
Yeah.
He would be fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. You just need a bigger cart for all of you. So if you wanted to trade in the
So
cart for a bigger
how much
one,
would
you could
that
take
be?
one cart with all 5 of you in the back across.
How much
along
would
the
that be
parkway.
if we were to sell a small car and then buy a big car? Like, how much would that?
I'm gonna have to ballpark this because I was looking up horse prices. I'll say if you're trading in the crop cart for a capacity cart for people with seats in the back, trading it in plus, you know, the fucks give you a good discount because of your
Because they don't give a fuck.
because of your position here. I'll say it's not going to cost that much.
I mean,
I will say for the trade-in, like 40 gold.
Sullivan's willing to front 20 of that.
Yeah. Just put an
I'll
example.
do
Just put
that.
an
I'll put
example. The
another
trade-in
20.
helps there because a horse is 50 gold. And that's just the horse. That would be discounted because of the good grace, but it would only bring it to like.
Riggington will
gold,
just
so.
give Sullivan all his gold.
Yeah, for $10 more, for $40, you don't even have to get a second horse. You could just get a bigger cart, trade in the old one, and you guys would be good.
I will not take all of your gold. I am not going to do that.
Let's take all my gold, dude.
No, I just need. I'm putting 20 up towards the cart. Who's putting the other 20 in?
I
Or-
need
Or well, let's see this smart way. It's 40. Just 40 divided by 5. What is that?
8, I
Eight?
think.
Yeah, so we all fork up 8 gold.
Okay.
So everyone remove 8 gold from your amounts.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay.
All of you guys
Okay.
collect it together. After you guys kind of come up to Bob fucking hand him the gold, he's like, "Hey, we need a bigger cart." He's like, "Oh," and he looks to the cart that is strung up with the ox. He's like, "Well, let's get him off of that one." You guys now take the time to unstrung the cart again, trade in that one, and he looks it over and you know gives you the price. At the end of the day, it's at 40 gold. With the discount and all that, you pay, and then he brings out another cart from the back, and it is bigger. It's not a crop cart though, so Rin, you will be bringing back a different cart, but arguably a better one for uses. But this one is definitely a lot more comfortable in the back, and it does have a canopy over it as well. So there's a cloth strung thing, so you guys in the back are shaded as well. It does have a little outcropping up front as well that kind of sticks out, so any rain or anything like that, you guys would be comfortable. And it has the necessarily bearings and reins for Ollie to be strung up, and he is in a matter of, we'll say the whole transaction and getting the cart takes like an hour or so.
When we
So you
set
guys-
out, can I, every once in a while, I'd say like every other hour, can Sullivan kind of like move, like, I'd say probably like his movements be like 40 feet ahead of the cart and just kind of scout and see what's going on? So he'll do it like every other hour.
like periodically, and then
And then hop back in the cart afterwards and just kind of rest and then do it again.
Okay.
Just to kind of
Well,
occupy.
I
Um,
guess
let
that
me-
depends. I guess that depends if Matt's gonna have us like the journey actually be something we roleplay out, or
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's just
it's a 2-day journey, so it is going to be role played. Longer ones, how I'm probably going to do it is for longer repeated ones, depending on you guys if you go. But absolutely, this is only a couple-day journey, so this is going to be, you know, there's going to be stuff that could happen.
Yeah.
I have prepared some random encounters. But yeah, if you guys are all good, 2.5 days, you guys make your way onto the cart. Aelion, you take up the reins. Is that what you agreed on?
I guess I wasn't here when that. What's up with that? I only
Rin-
heard about taking the
Yeah.
reins.
Go ahead.
Okay. Sorry, I'm cutting out. My thought was that since Sullivan's gonna be like scouting every once in a while, I'll need you to take up the reins so that, you know, Rin can hold the child and work on like healing her some more. So
Because,
Yeah,
I mean,
if that's
the
fine.
one thing we thought of is, like, even if there's just a little bit of this white tip disease left in this knoll, that could be enough to infect the entire fucking like however big the gnoll population is in Tersfield. So
Maybe I should hold it since I'm immune disease.
Well, it won't infect us, but it could infect the other gnolls.
so
Oh.
yeah.
Well, that's all right then. Yeah, we got the reins then.
Yeah.
All right. So for the first leg of this, you guys have the full day to go until you have to sleep. So you guys can get about 8 to 9 hours in on the first leg, and then you would have to sleep, and then go from there. And when I say 2.5 days, it's not 48 hours. It's just days of travel. So the first 8 hours will get you the first day through.
Okay.
And Sullivan, so the Aelion, you're taking the reins. Rin, you're next to Aelion, tending to the child, and then Rigaton and Gorbo, you guys are playing Jax in the back.
Yes.
Sure.
Sweet. You guys are covered by the canopy, but you can easily put it aside and get a look up ahead. Sullivan, you are scouting up ahead with your extended movement, and just giving a general thing every other hour, right?
Yeah, whenever I come back, I guess I'll help take care of the kid or just hold it or whatever, or
Okay.
take the reins, whatever needs to be done, and then hold.
Then a couple things. The first general thing, you guys leaving town. A couple of you guys obviously came this way. Most of you guys did. The Parchwood Way. It's a simple road, dirt, surrounding trees that kind of push in from the tree line. It's beautiful, it's scenic, a couple interesting signposts and rocks. There's a signpost that obviously points towards the direction of Terrace Fields, and you make that cutoff. But it is just a general main road for people coming out of Drina and heading towards Terrace Fields. It's a very simple one-way avenue that Rin clearly knows how to traverse. But even beyond that, it's not too hard. So the travel's not difficult. Elion, no checks, anything like that. You're able to keep Ollie in tune and all that with the flow. You watch out for any rough spots in the dirt. All that's simple. Two things. Go ahead and make a perception check, Sullivan. And Rin, you're tending to the child.
Yes.
Okay.
Fuck.
Ren, Perrin did give you some heads up to what you could do for this. And she just gave you basic supplies and a lot, foods, water, a lot of water. She stocked you up with and all, just for taking care. Do you want to do anything beyond just the normal upkeep to try to expedite this process? Because she said it would probably take a couple days to plunge it out of her system. But you could try to expedite it if you have anything creative.
Could I maybe try lesser restoration? Would that help?
You have restoration prepared?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so you're casting it?
Yes, please.
So, Aelion, you watch as Rin kind of taking the child in hand and kind of sets it down in her lap. She just kind of wraps her arms around the shoulders and brings the head into like a forehead touch. And as it does, there's just this very, very bright glow from both of them as the child's eyes close and look very peaceful. And there's just this light steam that comes off from a lot of the white splotches, and they instantly disappear. A full day recovery is gone.
Woo!
That's all you had to do. I didn't know you prepared lesser restoration.
Yeah, I saw it. I was like, just in
Yep.
case.
Yep, that's what Eldrin did for the first day. This is now the second day and it's cast. So you know there's no checks, there's no medicine checks. You know what you have to do. If you cast lesser restoration each day and spend that spell slot, she would be cleared way before you guys get there.
Hell yeah.
Yep. So already as you kind of prop your head back up and release your forehead and the glow subsides, majority of the white splashes are gone. And the child kind of opens up her eyes and kind of, she's back to her and she's kind of bouncing around your lap and kind of claw off of your form. You have to kind of keep her still and all that. Looks like there's a lot of life back to her in that instant.
Since when could you do that?
It's a new thing I picked up. That whole surge of energy we got, just, from that.
Well, hopefully that can help completely cure this little one of this white tip, whatever it is.
Yes, well, it's certainly seeming to work. She's like struggling to keep her from like jumping.
Yeah,
off
she
her
now
lap
goes
every
in the
now and
opposite direction and starts to climb up you, Aelion. Starts to reach for your horns and all that. Seems like a lot of energy just surged right into her in this moment.
Oh, sorry.
Rin, maybe you could take the reins. I think I might have a way to help down.
Sure. Yeah. Let's switch real fast. they just switch spots, I suppose.
Okay. You just transition the reins right over, and as you take the reins and kind of pull back, you can already see Ollie kind of give like a whew, and kind of like shake its body, already knowing that you take control since you've been with this ox for quite some time.
Yeah.
But now the alien, the child, is currently climbing all over you.
Alien, control the child.
I've got it, big guy. Just give me a second.
I still want to hold it.
So I going to have Alien. He's gonna like try to grab the little one and like hold it front so we can look at it, and he is going to use his soothing words feature to calm emotion.
Calm emotions.
Yep.
Okay. What's the saving throw on that?
Let me see. Charisma.
And what's the DC?
13.
That's a 3. So as you watch, Elion, no instrument in hand, but Rin sitting next to him, and the rest of you guys kind of hear it. Elion presents his voice for the first time and kind of just sings this very light melody, almost like a lullaby and all that, and it's beautiful. It's a very, very enchanting voice, and it just kind of drifts off the tongue and all that. And as it does, there are kind of ripples in the air coming from his mouth that kind of cascades out towards this knoll. And as it kind of wraps around the head and all that, there's just a strange flux of energy. And instantly the knoll relaxes and looks very at peace at the moment. And it just kind of turns to look out. Its emotions are calm. It still has emotions, but it's indifferent about everything at this moment. So it is relaxed.
Oh, that's good. She was starting to hurt pulling on my horns like that.
The child kind of looks back past you guys into the interior of the car and sees Gorbo and Rigaton, and kind of looks at Rigaton with like wide eyes. Kind of looks very curious.
Reddington's gonna cast light on his finger and just start waving it towards the
as you do, it's like a cat in like following the laser. It's like it's his head's back and forth. For a second, you think Alien that the spell kind of wore off, but Rigaton's just, you look back and he has a light on the end of his finger, just kind of waving it. The child's kind of reaching back into the cart towards it.
Yeah, Alien's gonna like just like pat her head and say, "Go ahead."
Okay, and the child now climbs back and joins you two in the back, Rigaton and Gorbo, and instantly comes up to you, Rigaton, with the light and climbs up onto your metallic form, seemingly not indifferent is the word about your form and all that, just seems mesmerized by your light, but comes up and climbs on top of you.
Oh.
So, Matt, do I need to make a roll?
What is the exact feature of? Does that say that you cast this?
Yeah, I cast it. It's a...
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and oh man, go ahead and roll a d20.
Alright. 3.
You rolled a 3?
Yes, I did.
Rin, as the child kind of goes back, you're just sitting there, and that one of the notes that Alien hit during the song, you still hear it. It's like next to you, Alien. You hear this as well, and you look to your right, and there's just this faint, like, strange beat of energy that's just kind of floating next to you and kind of like surging, and it just flows directly into your body. Do you want me to roll for this, or do you want to roll?
Nah, I can make the roll.
Okay, so it's a percentile dice. You know how to roll that?
Yeah. So that's using the D10 with the bigger D10?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then just let me know the range you got.
Okay.
Holy shit, man. I didn't expect.
I was hoping. So what do you mean the range? Like, no, you don't need a specific number?
Yeah. Like, what percentage did you get?
58. Oh no.
What?
What's
Oh,
happening?
you guys are about to. Yeah. Go ahead.
So as that kind of bead hits him, it's like this just strange mote of just this pulsating energy that just seemed to be right next to him, and it just kind of enters his body. And you see Elion kind of like sit there and kind of stare for a second. And Elion, your eyes have this strange like flash, and it just subsides. And Rin, you're kind of like weirded out for a second, but you feel this kind of like strange flux. It's just a strange magical flux of energy that kind of happens in the moment. And you guys kind of look to each other like, huh, that was weird. Rin, looking over Elion's shoulder, you watch as this large rock that was just off on the side of the road suddenly starts to shake and just whoosh, and flies directly towards Elion's head.
Oh my god!
Let me look up the specifics of this real quick. That was a great one to get.
Is he about to fucking jump? He's about to jump through the.
Hold on, I
About
gotta
to
look
go
up the
You're
specifics
about
of the
to go
spell.
Roadrunner on us, aren't you? The Tasmanian Devil. You're about to be the Tasmanian Devil. About to go crazy.
I gotta look up the specifics of this.
What the hell is that?
Good thing I took the baby.
Oh god!
Good thing I freaking took
So,
the child.
Elion, make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh boy.
What is happening?
He's about to
You
fly
just
off
watch as
into
this
the.
large rock just fly down from the side of the road and just is going straight for Elion's head.
That is a 14.
14. It's your spell save DC. So what is it?
13. So that means I succeed?
Yes. And what it strikes. Rin, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh god.
I went to the bathroom and I came back and now there's rocks flying at people's heads.
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
There was a rock that Elion has dodged, but since it's not striking him, it's just continuing.
14.
Oh, 14.
That
Okay.
was-
Both of you guys just woof, woof, and you watch as the rock just careens off and just hits a tree. There was force behind this thing, and it just careened past both of you guys' heads. You guys from inside the cart and Sullivan up ahead, you just hear this woof go by, and a rock just scatter against this tree.
He'll just whip around and be
Elion,
like,
that strange surge of energy then subsides within you.
what the fuck was
Whoa.
that?
What was
I-
that?
Riggington,
No.
Riggington is just holding the child like right now, like covering it with his body.
Oh,
Did somebody
Yeah,
throw a rock at you guys or something? And Sullivan's gonna look off in the woods as if like expecting to see some like
What'd you roll for
attacker.
perception? What'd you roll for-
9. I rolled a 9.
You don't see anything, and you haven't for the past 40 minutes, we'll say, as you've been patrolling. It's
He's
just,
gonna rush back to the cart.
you guys kind of hold up for a second.
Can Gorbo make a perception check?
Sure. Go ahead and roll perception. It was strange. It was like, it was just like the note that was held from Alion's spell just formed this strange, like, pulsating energy
what was
that just shot back into him.
What was that light thing? I don't. What is
I-
happening?
I'm not quite sure.
Gorbo got an 18.
You look off to your left and right. You see like a little critter kind of run off into the woods. Looks to where the rock came from. You don't see anything. It's an empty road.
Gorbo no see nothing.
Oh, you missed the rock flying at me and Rin.
Yeah, that whatever that was.
But did you dodge?
No,
Barely.
thankfully not.
Looked like it would hurt. Real bad.
Yeah.
So, out of character. You guys want to know what subclass I took?
Sorcerer.
Sorcerer, Wild Magic.
Oh.
Ooh.
God.
You guys
Spicy.
It is
With
it
a
is-
complete, with an almost completely custom table.
Oh.
That was the catapult spell. A random object flung at you guys,
Oh my god.
dealing 3d6 damage on a failed save.
What the fuck? Why would
Yeah.
you choose that?
Wild boy.
It's
He has to
fun.
roll below a number, and he hit the number.
You could have killed the
so-
baby.
It's not always going to happen, but there's chances. But there's good
My
things, and there's bad
grandchild.
things, and there's silly stuff. That was a bad thing.
The baby would have been.
Yeah, that was one of the few negative effects.
But it was just this weird surge of energy. It was from Aelion's bardic knowledge, but there was just something that lingered that shot into him and invoked something else.
Well,
Yeah,
whatever the
you
fuck
guys are gonna be in
happened,
for a fun. So yeah, we're gonna be in for a fun time, guys.
whatever the fuck happened, don't do that again.
I didn't exactly have any control over that, Sullivan.
Well, you were fine. The rest of all the days we were in Drina, now all of a sudden there's rocks flying at us at the random.
Well, it's not like I made the rock fly at us.
This better like turn into some sort of like good thing where you're just turned into like a super-powered like magic god or something.
Being a god's overrated.
True, I
just,
agree.
Just as long as there's no more rocks being flung at our heads, you know, I'm fine with it, I guess.
Yes, hopefully, let's just keep going.
Sounds good.
Right, I'm gonna continue, I guess, scouting ahead. I don't want any rocks hitting me in the side of the head.
All right. Thanks for reminding me as well, Aelion. I didn't know that it said you specifically cast a spell.
Yeah.
But it is the calm emotion spell, so you are right.
Yep.
But yeah, after that strange, whatever that was, Rin, you still with the reins in hand, kind of kick up again. You guys continue on. The child does, full of energy, plays with you, Rigaton, plays with you, Gorbo, is just calmed by Aelion for the current moment, so not doing anything too mischievous or out from being within his control. And you guys just continue along the way. Sullivan, you see nothing. You do see occasionally carts pass by you that might be going a little bit faster. Some you see a distance back that kind of stop for a second. There are still people leaving Drina and going. It's still a busy road at the moment. And it does get to a couple points as you take a rest, Sullivan, that you do pull up against another cart. And you see there's just a bit of traffic going through. The first day, you guys seem relatively safe. There's a lot of foot traffic still going through here from outside, from leaving Drina. And you guys are still close enough to Drina where the wood's thick. And it hasn't really broken up into the plains yet. And yeah, Sullivan, you don't see anything. Gorbo, keeping an eye out with your perception check, you just see carts, other little woodland creatures throughout the borderline wood line. But nothing beyond that. You guys travel for about 8 hours. The spell does wear off pretty soon into that. Excuse me, Aelion. And the child is, while still a little bit more rambunctious, the energy does subside from the initial restoration as that burst of vitality pulsed through it. And the child is calm, without any magical influence. And you guys just complete your first day traveling along the Parchwood Way, and after the 8 hours, the sun is starting to now set, which gives you guys a choice. Sullivan, I will say, after alternating those hours, you're definitely tired. You feel like anymore, you may be pushed into exhaustion territory.
I wasn't
But-
scouting the whole time. Like I said, it was like every other hour.
It was every other hour. I'm just saying, like, if you continued that without getting rest, you could push into exhaustion. You're definitely tired after, doing the scouting every other hour or so.
Yeah. Okay.
However, the sun is starting to set. It's up to you guys. You guys could push in to the night and go for as long as you want, or you can start preparing camp.
Sullivan's gonna kind of jog back to the group and be like, "Well, it's starting to get late, I guess. What's the call here? We pulling an all-nighter? Are we gonna take shifts of who's has the reins and who's sleeping? I'm sure Ollie here would like the rest as well."
Oh yes, I suppose we should probably make camp. I don't want to overwork Ollie. He's doing a lot of work for us.
And it won't exactly be safe driving out here in the middle of nowhere during the night.
Yeah, let's scout for a good hidden area that doesn't seem too bad. Somebody want me to do that, or somebody want to take the look on that?
I could go and look with my
Or
light
how
on my
about two?
finger.
How about two of us go?
I think Rigaton said something. You're very quiet, man.
Oh,
I could go. I have a light on my finger.
well, it's not exactly light we need. We just need to find a good spot. But yeah, sure, Rigaton, if you want to come with me, we can maybe, I guess, scout for a decent spot. If you guys want to hang tight here with the carriage.
Regan's gonna give Rin the child at this point, like pick it up and give it to her.
Yeah,
like,
the child now with the sun starting to go down, she looks now tired. Like she's now curling up, kind of close to Rin and starting to get a little shut eye, droopy eyes and all that. But definitely looks better, healthier. And you have been feeding her and giving her a lot of water throughout it, and it's just helping more and more. But she is starting to get tired now, so she's relaxed.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. I guess with the help of Riggington, I'm gonna try and scout for an area. Would that be advantage if he's helping me look?
It's either both of you can roll separate, one of you can roll with advantage. It is survival in this. So you guys can
Okay.
I'm pretty good
decide
at. Sullivan's gonna turn to Riggington. I know my way of the land pretty well. You know, monks are very, well, not in touch with nature, but they're in touch with, you know, just energy in general and stuff like that. So if you just hold that light out and just kind of stick with me, I should be able to find us a decent spot.
Whatever you need, Sullivan.
Alright, thank you, buddy. Just hold the light out and we'll figure something out here. And I guess I'll roll with advantage.
So Rigaton, you're aiding Sullivan, so he's rolling with advantage, but you have your light out, following behind him, and the cart starts to pull up a little bit slow, and you guys scout out the location.
That is a 22 and a 23. I'll take the 23.
23? Very easy enough. You guys haven't broke past the wood line yet, so it's still kind of dense. So you kind of go along that as the initial thing, kind of looking in and seeing if there's any immediate dangers from the wood line. You kind of listen for rushing water, but you don't hear anything at the moment. So nothing that indicates a lively spot for beasts coming through. So you're kind of sparse in that kind of thing, but you just have the road ahead of you. And you do look up to where there's a bit of a bend that kind of curves off to the right. And on the inner side of that bend, you do see this kind of large rock that's kind of dug into the earth. And this bit of like an outcropping right by that. Some of the trees are kind of bowing over that. And that little area right there would provide kind of a nice little spot to post up.
About as good as we're going to get, it seems.
Mhm.
Alright, so Sullivan's going to kind of point it out to Riggington, and he'll be like, from what I can see, that looks about to be the safest and probably the best spot we're going to get with that ox and that wagon. So let's head back to the others and show them that. And he will guide them to that spot, and I guess they'll set up camp.
Yep. So Rin with the reins still on, child next to you, you push it on up, and you do line up to where that spot that Sullivan pushed out, and it will do. It will definitely work for this. Obviously, I'm not worrying about rations, camping supplies, or anything like that. You guys got that all covered. There is compartments in the wagon that have some supplies. So you guys do have sleeping bags. You guys make a campfire if you wish to. There is hay, grains, and oats and whatnot for Ollie that you can throw out in front of him, and he'll just sit and relax for the time being. And you can just kind of push the cart up against where this rock is. So you have the rock, the outcropping, the trees going over, and then the cart as like a nice blocker. And you guys have a nice little localized camp. A couple of you guys can sleep in the cart if you wish to, but it is a general comfortable spot. And right as the sun starts to leave the horizon and you guys are left in dark, you guys making a campfire?
Yes.
All right.
Probably not against my. I'd say no, but that's my vote. I guess the group can vote.
It is kind of cold. It's a cold night, so you guys would have to bundle up pretty close to each other.
I was about to say,
But it's
do
up
we
to
have
you.
any blankets? I mean,
Yeah, you guys have all that. It's just it is the autumn season, so and it's getting later into it. Or no, it's still mid. So
we have
the
bed
nights are
rolls. and
yeah, the
stuff,
nights
yeah.
are cold, but you guys can bundle up and keep yourselves warm. It's not freezing.
I just want to put it out there, guys.
So a campfire is not necessary.
A campfire would be cozy and whatnot, but like in terms of, you know, keeping our visibility low so that beasts or bandits or whatever can't see us, I say no to the campfire, and I just vote we all just kind of, you know, bundle up in our bedrolls and whatever else we have, I think we'll manage.
I suppose that'll be alright. I can keep the child with me just to keep him warm then.
Yeah, it's not too cold, so that shouldn't be a problem.
I'll keep a lookout since I don't really sleep. Make sure no one comes up behind us.
Thank you, Riggington.
Yep, thank you.
Alright, I guess we'll set up our bedrolls and
Alright.
sleep.
Yeah,
A couple of you guys can post up in the cart that's a little bit warmer, provides a little bit more.
I'll do that.
Yep. Gorbo, you
Hello.
being accustomed to the mountains, your hardy physique and constitution, cold doesn't bother you all. You can find a nice, comfortable place. But with you guys kind of huddling within the cart, Gorbo taking up a sleeping position as well, but a little bit more, has a little bit more meat and muscle than a lot of you guys. You guys do look as Riggington kind of wanders over right next to the rock, posts up, and takes the staff and just poof, right into the ground. And you guys looking at this, it is a sight. This faintly glowing arcane construct with this long staff that has been referred to as the antler of the hiding moon. And just with it in his hand, he just looks like a sentry, and you guys feel very safe with him. And the runes kind of dull a little bit, and you enter your sentry's rest, Riggington, as the rest of you guys kind of curl up and find a nice sleep.
I said I was taking one of the spots in the back with the bedroll. I guess I'll just leave. Is there like room underneath like the seats in the carriage, where you can kind of like scoot underneath those? Yeah, I'll do that to give Rin and the child enough room to, set up. I don't know who else is going to be sleeping in the back, but
is anyone else taking watch, or are you just having Riggington keep the watch?
He's like basically like awake the whole time, right? He's just giving his body.
Riggington, yeah, he just rests, but he is awake, he's aware, and with the staff in hand, he's got a lot of stuff protecting him. It's not a full coverage, that's why I'm asking, but it's definitely a beneficial one.
I guess I think we'll be fine, honestly. I mean, unless anybody else wants to.
Yeah. Yeah, Alion's he's gonna rest.
Okay. Anything from you, Gorbo? You just want to rest and leave it to Riggington?
I'm gonna go to Alion, because Alion said he was gonna take watch, right?
Riggington, when he goes into his restful state, he's alert at all times. You can see everything, so he can be on watch for the entirety of the long rest. I'm just asking if anyone else wants to assist him.
I will.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Gorbo, as you guys kind of refuse, Gorbo, being accustomed to something like this, does stand up and you do join Riggington, but Riggington is asleep. He's not talking. He is incapacitated, but he is still watching, and he's in a sentry's rest as
I'm working.
Yeah, he's working, exactly. But you post up with him, and the night progresses. You have to get some sleep, Gorbo, so you only have a couple hours into this, and then Riggington will take the rest of it. But go ahead, both of you make perception checks as the nightly watch.
Okay.
Hell yeah, Gorbo. Gorbo sees all.
Nothing gets past Gorbo. Except Alion's spell, but that's neither here nor there.
You have to put it.
Right?
You have to
Yeah,
put it
I know.
Yeah.
Alion, you just went robot on us. Like when you said yeah, your mic was like yeah.
Ooh, I got 19.
Holy crap, those are really good rolls.
We're doing
Yeah, so both of you, even amongst the Gorbo kind of watching and looking out, you're on top of everything. You hear night creatures in the distance, chirping critters and bugs and all that. You hear your allies occasionally stirring within the cart, but beyond that, for the time that you're watching, everything seems kind of calm. You don't see many stars, and the moonlight's kind of choked out, and you do hear a kind of like a thunder in the distance, and you have a feeling it has been overcast the entire time. You have a feeling that rain. And as you're kind of watching and thinking it, you look to Riggington a couple times, and there is one moment where you hear like a little critter off to your right, kind of like skirting off, and as you look, you hear like a creaking of metal, and you turn back to Riggington, and he's also looking the same direction. Even though he's resting, he is still alert. So both of you guys feel very comfortable with your watch, and Gorbo, you eventually go to bed. Rigington, you finish out the 8 hours, and nothing. It's a quiet night.
Woo.
Yeah.
All of you guys come to consciousness in the morning with a long rest, so you can get to mark that for people who use their spells. So you got your full night's rest. The sun is starting to rise, and with that, there is a bit of rain that begins to fall.
Oh jeez.
I guess that rain's gonna be waking up Alien.
Yeah, you guys are all woken up to small pitter patters and whatnot.
Warren's in the
Whole trip would be pleasant.
back with the.
You guys have the overcropping for the cart, so you guys are relatively dry. The people up in driving that will get kind of wet, and it kind of seeps through the cloth and all that, so you guys will be a little bit damp. But yeah, it starts off kind of trickling in the morning, and then it picks up as you guys prepare to journey. It kind of picks up to the consistency of what you hear now.
Oh jeez. Right then, I guess Ren's gonna start off the day by casting a lesser restoration again.
Yep.
Another cast.
Yep.
As you finish that second cast, and the energy kind of goes through, make investigation check.
Okay.
Actually, make this medicine.
Medicine, got it.
This rain falls very peaceful.
It's a quiet morning.
24.
Jeez. You very confidently check every spot, looking between the fur, and you guys kind of watch this, and not only does Ring go into kind of very like motherly mode, but it's also very strange that knows the inner workings of where to look on a knoll and check the back of the mane and kind of pull the fur away and kind of pick and all that, and she's just looking and combing all throughout this being, and it's very, very, it's interesting. But Rin, you look through very, very confidently. You don't see any white.
Oh, thank goodness. Well, I was a bit worried about taking her back as she was, but she certainly seems a lot better. I'd even say healed at this point.
Oh, that's a relief.
Yes, certainly is.
I also want to say that, you said that, like, since Awen was up at the front, he's, like, kind of gotten damp now.
As you guys are going, I imagine you guys are moving along at this point?
Okay, well...
Yeah.
Or is this very early, like when you wake up, Rin?
Yeah.
So, I know it worked. It's fine.
Yeah, so if you guys been going a little bit and the rain's picked up and you guys are up front with the rest of them in the back, you guys are a little bit damp, yeah.
Okay, well, at the start, have Aeon, he's gonna pull out his guitar, like, do a quick little strum and cast Gust on himself.
Okay.
To dry himself off.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, so very easily, he just watches, he just does a little ring, and as he strums, it just kind of flows out his entire body, all his clothes kind of billow, and with the strum of his guitar, all the water's kind of right off of him. Hair kind of puffs up and then lays back down, and it's all clean and all that.
Well, that's certainly one way to dry off.
Well, it's very handy.
Seems so.
You kind of give a quick look around Rin for any rocks or anything like that, or strange motes in the air.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Alright, well, is everyone ready to get back on the road?
Yep, I'll go up ahead and scout while I eat, I suppose. And you're gonna see Sullivan take like a couple like dry rations out of his pack and start eating them as he walks up towards the 40 feet away.
Okay.
Alright, Gorbo, Riddington, you still here?
Yes,
Bobo's still alive.
I'm here as well.
If you're ready to go,
So,
move on.
yep, the rest of you guys continue along your way. As Sullivan, you said you're kind of scouting up ahead a little bit?
Yep, 40 feet.
Okay. Alright, so as you're kind of going along, cart's flowing behind you, you're kind of soaked, wet at this point. Make a perception check.
22.
You kind of keeping an eye out, looking on ahead. It's still continuing on, but the trees are starting to break up now. It seems like you are starting to now push out into the plains. It's only a couple hours in, so you know for a fact since you've traveled a lot of this until you kind of broke off into the woods. The trees are starting to break up. You will eventually hit the plains, and then once you hit the plains, it'll only be a couple hours until you can see Drina. It's about 2.5 days, so you guys have probably another night's
Drina,
rest.
did we go in a circle?
Oh, Terse Fields.
Welcome to Drina. What the fuck?
Yeah. Welcome back. But as you're kind of going up and you're kind of noticing the break in the trees and feeling confident about your stride even amongst the rain, Sullivan, you look up ahead and you do see movement. Kind of.
Can all them behind me see me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna hold my hand up for back towards them to get them to stop.
Ren's gonna
Yeah, you guys see this.
pull back on the reins.
Okay, so you pull back.
Sullivan's gonna
Ollie
look back,
comes to a halt.
and he's not gonna say anything. He's just gonna stretch, and then he's gonna crouch down and try and move off into the trees up to the left. Do that.
Okay.
He's gonna do that signature, very long. Well, actually, never mind. He is not going to do that. He's gonna flick the little earpiece, and he'll be like, "Rin, can you hear me?"
Whoa.
Both Rin and Gorbo, you guys hear it is kind of localized where the earpiece is, but it's in your head. But you can it's strange. You can hear it off to the ear that it's in on your head, but it's definitely within your mind. The rest of you guys don't hear anything.
She'll press on the jewel. Yeah, I can hear you.
I think you only have to tap it. You have to hold it or
Or
tap it.
hold it.
I'll put it this way: when you tap it, it's a bonus action to activate it, and when you do, it stays on. However, if you guys are out of combat, you can tap and hold, and when you release, it's quiet.
Okay.
But if you're in combat, it's actually an activation thing. Like you tap in, and it activates
Okay.
for an hour.
He'll keep it on, and he'll just be like, "Can you guys?"
Okay, so you just
Can you
tap
guys
it
hear
once,
me?
and the glim's just glowing. Yeah.
All right. I see some movement up ahead. Just keep the cart back. I'm gonna take a look. I'll let you know what I see.
Right then, be careful. We'll be here.
Gorbo, can you hear me as well?
Gorbo hears you.
All right. Good. This thing's fucking awesome. But just give me a second. All right, and I'm gonna try and just kind of move through the trees, stay very low to the ground, and just stealth my way on up.
Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth check. Actually, I'll just let you know as well for a 24, whatever the fuck you got. You do see the movement up ahead, and you do hear a bit of yelling as well. It seems a little bit. There's some sort of scuffle up ahead, but you can't make out shapes.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, you rolled high on perception. You do hear a bit of yelling, and the shapes are moving kind of fast.
All right. He's gonna move up, but
I'll say as you start to move up, you do hear this now.
Okay. He's gonna let them
Roll
know. He's
high,
gonna be
so.
like, "There's some sort of scuffle going on up ahead. Just be ready to spring into action if it's if they're getting jumped. I'm gonna obviously jump in if it's some bandits or something. But let me just take a look real quick. I'll let you know what's going on. Just get ready. Let the others know, Gorbo and Rin, and then I'll roll my stealth check.
Go ahead and
Got
roll
it.
stealth.
12.
Okay.
Ren will let everybody know.
All right, so all of you guys, Rin and Gorbo pass the message on that Sullivan is scouting up ahead for some sort of individuals. Give me 1 second. What'd you roll, Sullivan?
A 12 on my stealth. That's a natural 20 probably.
Pretty far from it. You kind of begin to stuff. Oh, actually, no. So you begin to move your way up and kind of stick into the trees, and the sound of the rain is definitely helping you out here. And you do get closer, and are the rest of you guys kind of creeping up with him?
I
Or are you
guess
just
so.
staying back? Because you do see Sullivan, he's now about 100 feet away. He's starting to move up. And you guys can also kind of see the movement in the distance, but you can't make out too much detail, and you guys only saw it from when Sullivan pointed it out. But you do see something up ahead.
Ren's hanging back with the cart and the child.
Okay. You guys are
Rigging's gonna hang back as well.
everyone hanging back?
I guess so.
What happened? I'm
What did
sorry.
he say?
There's some sort of movement up ahead on the path. and Sullivan has gone up ahead and is stealthing. Where he is, he's about 100 feet away from you guys.
Can I guess Scorbo move closer to Sullivan just in case?
He did say to be ready to spring into action, like if because he said he's like I'm gonna
Yeah,
I'm gonna
you guys
jump
feel
in
like you're
if
kind of
it's
far
something.
away. Yeah.
Oh, I guess we could move up.
We have a
Okay.
child,
You
though.
Ren's not. I mean, she's holding on to the kid. I'm not
Yeah, I'll
saying
say,
she's
you're
gonna
able
jump
to
in.
you're able to move up a bit and get closer without attracting too much attention to whatever's going up ahead. And as you start to inch closer, you're just keeping distance kind of short. You're about 70 to 80 feet from Sullivan, but Sullivan is stealthing up. And as you approach Sullivan, you do see figures. You see very, very small, kind of stout, reddish skin, long hair, kind of weapons in hand and all that. You see a cart that's pushed up against a rock. 2 dead horses on the ground. A dead humanoid on the ground. The car is jammed up against the rock, almost like it hit it. And these little figures, these reddish, short things, you instantly recognize them as goblins. And you see a gathering of them swarming around this cart and running around this large rock that it crashed into. And the screaming you heard, you look up on top of this rock and you see a figure. A humanoid standing up on the rock, keeping away from these goblins. And you see one of them kind of pulling out a bow at this point.
Sullivan's gonna quickly relay. He's gonna be like, "There's a bunch of
They
goblins."
don't see you.
Okay, he's gonna very quickly relay. He's gonna be like, "There's a bunch of goblins that have this guy trapped on top of a rock. I'm gonna try and surprise attack him. Just by the time you guys get here, I'll already have made my move. So just come running." He's gonna say that to Gorbo and Rin, and then he's gonna try and stealth up and I guess sneak attack the first one he can get close to.
Yeah, she's relaying all of this before you hop into combat.
Okay, so you guys, as you hear this and you see Sullivan start to push up even farther, or are you guys kind of jumping? Are you pulling the cart up? What are you doing? I should say, what are you doing with the cart and the child?
I suppose I can. I think you guys should be okay. I can hang back if you want. I'll watch the cart and the child.
That would be
Yes.
the best.
Yeah, if it's only a few goblins, I'm sure 4 of us can handle it.
Oh
Alright,
boy, famous last words.
Yeah, don't.
Four boys can handle it.
In
Oh,
before
alright,
Gorbo gets torn to
alright.
pieces.
So all of you guys are jumping into action besides Rin, you're staying with the child?
Yep.
Okay, so you go ahead and quickly grab the child and dip into the back. You pull up and bring it to a halt, and the rest of you guys jump out. Are you guys just going in a straight sprint towards them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I said
so-
I was gonna
Inside.
make my move. Like I was like
Yes.
sneaking up as I was saying that, and then as soon as I finished telling them what was going on, I was just gonna try and sneak attack the first thing. So I would have
Yes.
made
So
my
this is-
sneak attack before they.
Well, this
even
is
got
how
close.
it happens. As they come running up, you watch as all the goblins kind of turn. A couple of them like yell out and start yelling, "Get them!" You see this one that looks to have a little bit more armor, a little bit bigger, and is kind of flanked by a couple of them. You imagine this to be the leader of this little pack. Kind of points his sword out towards the running figures towards them. As you slip around and you do see there looks to be 4 of them. And then that one bigger one, 2 of the 4 look to be riding some sort of strange bestialoid dog-looking thing.
Could have let us know this before, Matt. Oh, it's just goblins. No, they're fucking riding beasts.
Yeah, there's 2 of them. They were kind of around the rock, and they're the ones that are kind of like clawing up the rock and kind of getting to it. The larger one that seems to be the one that gave that order is the one pulling out the bow. But as he doesn't shoot the bow, he doesn't get time. He looks to them. You manage to sneak up on one of the ones, not on the beast, and get right behind it. Go ahead and make.
Oh, I can't
Your
attack the big guy.
He's flanked by a couple of them, so
Oh,
you would be
okay.
getting kind of close to
Alright,
him. You're
yeah, I'll
catching
try and
one
take
of
out
the
one.
4.
Alright.
Yeah, you're catching the one not on the dog, but you are getting a sneak attack surprise on one of them with yourself.
Oh God.
And it's a
Probably
full
change
it's a
me,
full round as well, so you can use bonus action.
13.
I think that hits. Let me check. Oh no, actually these are goblins. I think
Fuck, man.
they're a little bit hardier. Let me say. Oh, you are stealth though, so you get advantage.
Okay.
Yes, that does not hit.
Fucking 12. Shit, man.
Yeah, so you just come up behind
Use
them.
all your good rolls.
It seems
Yeah,
so.
and as you kind of pull up behind, you don't have your knuckles on, and as you kind of go out to hit, you kind of remember the past couple combat rounds that you fought. You've had them on, and you don't get enough hit behind, and as you hit the goblin in the back, it just hits armor. It seems to have a little bit of armor on, and it just boom.
Can I flurry of blows before
Yes,
he
you got
alerts?
you got your bonus action and your movement if you want it. Actually, since you do have your, and these are both with advantage.
God damn it. Alright, advantage. I think the bot's breaking. Oh, there we go. 20, finally. Alright, so the first hit, I'll take the 20.
I'll go ahead. Actually, if everyone wants to jump on in here, I'll position you.
Do you have the link? Or
Yeah,
is it-
all these Discord notifications are popping up, so I can't click it.
What's with the baby hyena?
Oh my god.
I'm just noticing it, Brandon. Why?
It's like a little gnome.
It's a null. That's what I pictured it as, to be honest.
One
Hey,
gnome's
I
a
guess you
bot.
guys go jump in there.
There's a Smithy.
What a weird name for a website.
The
Schmippy.
Schmeps.
Schmippy.
Schmippy.
Okay, so both hits landed. First one did 6, and then the second one did 5. So that is a total of 11 hit points. Believe that kills a goblin.
Oh
from
yeah,
what I
yeah.
remember.
Yeah, so as you kind of hit and you're like, damn it, and this one kind of turns around to face you, still surprised by you though in this round. You rear back and you utilize that key and you just do pop pop, 2 right to the face. One in its left quadrant head with the left fist, one in the right quadrant head with its right fist, and it just snap its neck back as it just falls into the ground into the mud. If you're looking at the map, I placed you on the one you attacked, and that one is dead. The rest of you guys come running up, minus Rin. You guys all get up to about there. Kind of all running together. Now, Sullivan, do you want to move real quick?
Let's see here.
You got enough time as your if you did those hits and your allies are running up, you have time to move as well.
Technically, because the goblin on the warg is... Would that be advantage if I moved around the goblin on the warg to go diagonal? Because the man is technically our ally?
He's not attacking. He's up on the rock and he is
okay.
screaming.
Alright, yeah, I will, let's see. I guess I'll move to the, up to the, goblin on the warg. I'll do...
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, we'll move there.
Okay, so you kind of scoot, and you manage to do this stealth by sneaking up behind that tree and keeping out of the sight of the warg, but as you attack, now they all kind of notice you as well, but you have enough time to scoot around and get up into combat with that warg as it kind of, the goblin on top of it kind of pulls back its scimitar and the warg kind of shows its teeth.
Alright.
Go ahead, everyone roll initiative.
I get initiative.
You get advantage on initiative? You do, yes.
We're all rolling for initiative.
Yes.
Okay.
But Sullivan's already wiped out one of these.
Is this towards my ship? Oh, there it is.
Oh, damn, nice!
Alright, I'm just gonna keep that. I'm not even gonna roll anymore.
Yeah, because you couldn't roll any better.
No, I could not
Please.
roll any better than that.
My top is 18.
Critical hit!
God,
Okay,
you
hold
guys.
that for 1 second. Let me pull up
Okay.
what stats I need.
Ricky calls upon the lightning from the skies and just blasts everything.
Oh, it's coming.
Oh god. I get to try out some new spells.
Pull up this. Can I look at stat sheets? I can. Cool. Okay. Oh. I always do this. I always forget to grab out the sheets and all that. So 20. Actually, so that's. Okay. Okay. 25 to 20. Anybody?
I got 23. So
You got 23, so raise it at the top. 20 to 15.
18.
I got a 17.
So Elion, Sullivan.
meanwhile, Rin's just playing with the baby in the cart, like singing its ABC.
Keeping it safe.
Being
Doing a good,
mindful.
yeah, doing a good call.
Yeah,
15 to
thanks
13
for checking.
or 15 to 10. Give me 1 second here.
I feel like I'm fighting a RuneScape boss with this music.
Yeah.
This is like official Dungeons and Dragons soundtrack. Like that's all it says. It just says.
That's
Oh,
terrible.
we're official now.
Yeah, it's
We
literally
are
just.
official.
It's not that long though, so.
Hit us with that Oblivion combat. Here, I'll
Oh,
look
it's
up. I'll look up Oblivion combat music to put in the queue.
Okay. 10 to 5.
Gorbo got 6.
6. All right. So as this kind of kicks off, and you see Rigaton, you see Sullivan kind of take this first attack, and as all these, as you feel, your allies begin to initiate combat, you guys standing next to Rigaton watch as that staff that he's holding, in a very similar fashion to how Loonscom was holding it, you watch just begin to vibrate with this energy that goes throughout Rigaton's form. You guys all hear Rigaton like all his parts kind of like grinding together and all that. And Rigaton, your head affixed there. It's just in this moment you have all this information intake. You look at each of the figures on the field, your allies, and you just take in all this information in a matter of a second. And as such, you are ready to act before anybody else. It is your turn.
Oh, awesome. He is
That is
going
the enchantment
to.
of the staff.
Can I do my bonus action before my main?
Yeah.
Or okay, so I'm gonna cast. Let's see here. How far can I go with this? Trying to do.
Yeah, you're in purple. That was originally Yorna. I changed your name.
God, you've had these mapped out for a while,
Oh.
haven't you?
I didn't know when you guys were gonna leave.
All right, so he's gonna. I guess he's gonna, kind of arch down a little bit, and then just say,
Misstep.
and then just teleport, to the goblin on the warg, the closest one, which would be
Okay. So you're just
this
going.
guy right here.
Are you going behind him in front?
But
Oh, I'm sorry.
almost-
I'm sorry. You can move yourself if you want to. Yeah.
like right here.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast. Let's see here. Fuck it. Let's cast level 2 Earth Tremor.
Okay.
Yes, to make a dexterity saving throw of 14. If he fails it, he will be. You cause a tremor in the ground within range. Each creature other than you in the area must take a dexterity saving throw.
What's the range?
10 feet.
Okay, so you're good.
He'll take 1d6 bludgeoning damage and is knocked prone. If it in the ground is loose, earth, or stone, it becomes difficult terrain until cleared, with each 5-foot diameter portion requiring at least 1 minute to be cleared by hand. So basically burying, fucking up the terrain.
Okay. The ward made the save first and it failed with a 9. The goblin makes it, but since he's on the ward which failed, he has disadvantage. So it was a 14 and a 9 as well. So they both failed. So you guys watch as Rigaton just kind of, you hear this kind of all his parts kind of vibrating, and as you look, he's already crouched down. All the runes across his body are growing this deep purplish color, and all the steam just goes out from his back that envelops around them. And as the steam fades, he's gone. And you look up, and now he's in front of that warg and already initiating an attack, moving far faster than you would expect. But they both failed. So what happens?
I roll 1d6 for bludgeoning damage, and so if they failed it, which they did, they take 1d6 bludgeoning damage. Did they both take it since they're both considered living? Okay, and they're knocked prone. And if the ground in that area is loose earth or stone, it becomes difficult terrain until cleared, with each 5-foot diameter portion requiring at least 1 minute to clear by hand. So pretty much, I think it means like he's fucked, like buried almost.
Yeah,
like
you
you're
said-
trapped.
You said you were casting at second level?
Yeah, at second level.
It's 2d6 actually.
Oh, it's 2D.
Yep,
Okay.
Every level higher than 1, which is the spell level you cast, you get extra damage. So 2d6, and then on a failed save.
So that's 2d6 plus 1, right, for 2 of them. So I don't have
Yeah,
to put it.
it's difficult terrain.
Difficult terrain until cleared. Takes a
Yeah,
minute.
so essentially him getting out of that and moving from it, it takes half his speed. So getting up and then moving, he wouldn't have much more room to move. So he's not buried, but him moving out of that spot is going to
Okay, that's perfect. Yeah. All right, so it's 2d6 plus 1, right, for the 2 dice.
Or just 2d6.
Uh, 4,
4 points?
and that's for 1 roll, I guess, or is that for both?
They would take both of it.
Okay.
So 4 there. Okay. So you just kind of bring it up, and as you kind of jump up right next to him and speak your command once again, you lift the staff up, and that same kind of vibrating energy travels down the entire base of it to the very bottom. And as you jam it into the ground, it just sends out this cracking earth throughout your general vicinity and out in front of you, and all the earth just kind of turns up on itself. Pieces of bludgeoning rock kind of come up and hit the warg, which knock it down, and then the goblin just pulled down with it, and not much of a choice. And both of them just get bludgeoned, and they're both laying in turned over earth. The goblin looks pretty hurt, terribly hurt from that. The warg seems to take the bludgeon, but still seems to be okay, but they are both prone right now.
Sweet.
That was your action. A bonus action. You still have your movement because you misty stepped. You got 30 feet. If you move out of their space, you would provoke an attack of opportunity from both of them, but they would be at disadvantage because they're prone.
I guess I'll just do nothing.
Okay, so you
end my
just
turn
stand
right
there and loom over these two figures.
Yes.
Excellent. Aelion, it is your turn.
All right. So, wanna take a look around. Is there like any small objects just lying around, like say rocks or something?
There's plenty.
All right. Let me think. Okay. So, here's what I'm going to do. So, is there a rock like around here?
Yep.
So
Yeah, there is the very similar. This road is kind of peppered with normal earth stones and whatnot that are jutting out of the ground, but definitely some that you can see from your distance.
All right. Well, Aelion, pulling out his guitar again. He's gonna cast catapult at second level.
Okay.
On that rock, and
A
he's
lot
going
of rocks
to
flying.
and he's gonna direct it at the goblin.
Okay. What does second level do?
Well, he needs to make a dexterity save.
Oh no, that's a 7. 5 plus 2.
What? Yep, so he fails, so
Yeah.
he takes 4d8 damage.
Holy shit.
Jesus Christ.
Oh God.
God.
That's disgusting.
That's beautiful.
That's it.
I feel
Spells, man. They could
I
easily
feel-
save and then they would do nothing. Or they could fail and they could do this.
I feel like very underpowered. And I just have a swingy stick.
It's alright, I just got my fist, buddy.
This, plus 2 to save as well, so there was chances he's gonna make it, but not with a 7.
Ooh, that is 19 damage.
God.
Okay. And is this a bard spell or is this a sorcerer spell?
Well, didn't we say that we would just count as spells?
Yeah, but like, okay, so in that case,
Yeah, we would.
as you cast a
Because that
spell,
would make more sense.
what instrument are you using for?
He is still using his guitar. Yeah.
Okay. So as you kind of pull out your guitar and kind of kick a couple stones off the side, looking at the ones at your feet, and you look over to this nice big chunky rock just kind of sticking out of the ground. You kind of size up your pick, and you're like, yep. You're gonna just take your guitar and with one kind of like strum right down the entire shaft of it, just like a ding, this crescendo. As you do that, the rock just kind of unlodges from the ground and just flings like a fucking catapult straight at this goblin's head. And as it strikes, you watch the goblin kind of hit the side of the cart. Blood just splatter across all of it. The goblin that's next to him looks terrified. Actually, let me see something.
It's a lot of damage.
You know what? Since it can do this, and it's interesting, I'm gonna have it do this. He's gonna use his reaction to redirect attack. You watch as he sees this rock coming. He grabs the goblin behind him and pushes him right in front, and that goblin's head just gets fucking obliterated.
I'm sorry.
Brain matter just
Suicide.
brain matter just goes all over his face. He can redirect attacks at goblin in his vicinity. So the brain matter just gets splattered all across his face, across the back of the cart, and that goblin goes limp. But the boss is unhurt. So that one.
Lord.
Yeah, that one that used his reaction, but he expended that one goblin close to him. There's no other goblins, but he did not get hurt by that spell. That was your action.
Yep. I mean, I got a roll.
Yes, go ahead and roll d20.
It's a 2.
That's crazy. Shit, go ahead and roll another percentile.
All right.
Back to back.
Insanity comes this time.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God.
Stop. Just stop
frightened.
attacking.
Hey, I don't have control over it.
That one goblin, but
I don't have control over it. It's the dice that do it.
that's crazy. So I still have your table up, so go ahead and let me know what you roll.
All right, come on, give me something.
Oh,
beneficial this
God.
That is 70.
70. Reroll.
Oh, okay.
Tactical nuke incoming.
God.
Fucking head explodes.
11.
11.
1,000. 11,000.
Oh no! What, Matt? What did I get this time?
So as this rock goes flying and you kind of like squint your eyes watching
Oh no!
his brain get splattered. How are you feeling right now, buddy?
Oh.
Feeling pretty happy
You feeling pretty happy?
that it succeeded.
Okay.
At least somewhat.
How about you describe it then? Gorbo, being next to Aelion, as you watch this happen, you kind of turn over. You watch as there's just this moat of energy that's kind of floating right next to where he was strumming his guitar, and it's just holding that final note that it was. And as it kind of pulsates, it shoots right inside of Aelion's body, and you watch there's just this glow that kind of goes through his veins and up to his eyes and all that, and he looks like he's about to keel over. About to pass out. It looks like he's in pain. But as that energy kind of, and your vision goes white for a second, Aelion, and as that energy kind of subsides, do you want to describe what he sees?
Yes, I will. Aelion stands up, and now you can see that his skin is now pink.
Oh, by the
His skin has
sword.
now become pink.
By
You
the
look over and-
gods!
The red-skinned tiefling that you saw, his skin is just now a bright pink, and he kind of just giving you a smile, like, yeah.
He's a flamingo.
Hell yeah.
So you are
Wait,
affected
why
by.
are you guys all looking at me like that?
Little man is pink.
Yeah, Alien, you kind of look down and you're just a bright shade of pink.
What the? What?
As
And as you see, as he says that, for just a moment, his skin turns back to like a fiery red.
you watch as the pigment of his skin just seems to shift, like a chameleon, just changing color right on the spot.
What's
Gorbo's just
happening?
looking like horrified.
Yeah, he looks up for a second, kind of worried, and his skin kind of turns blue.
What's happening to me?
He's a mood ring.
Does Alien need
You
smack?
guys have a mood ring encapsulated in a.
I love
Uh,
that.
He's a mood
That was-
ring.
Dude, I can't believe that's crazy luck. 'Cause that's you got a bad one, you got a silly one. Anything for your bonus action?
Aelad's gonna move over here, but no, that's gonna be it.
Okay. And as you kind of move over, kind of like watching your step, that blue kind of fades back to that fiery red as you're looking on at your adversaries. But it's definitely freaking you out.
He's a mood ring.
I can't believe I got that one.
That ends Allie on the mood ring's turn. Sullivan, is your turn.
You
Okay,
are
question.
not calling me the mood ring for the entirety.
If Sullivan
Oh, yeah.
sees this, you better be prepared for what the fuck.
Yeah, it's
what
just a
he's
very
gonna-
similar mode of energy that shot into it. It's just weird.
So, this goblin that's on the warg, does the warg seem also hostile to me, or does it seem to be under like the control of the goblin?
No, it seems hostile towards you, and it's straddled. It has a large kind of muzzle-esque binding around its neck. It seems to be a mount. But it does seem hostile towards you, yes. It is raring its teeth,
Okay.
ready to pounce.
If I were to use what's it called, Step of the Wind, and use Disengage, excuse me, my voice. It says as a bonus action, your jump distance is doubled. Would I technically be able to like jump up onto the warg with the goblin?
Yeah.
So that the warg can't attack me, but I'm like with the goblin.
The warg's not terribly large, but I'll say with the disengage plus the double jump distance, you don't even have to make a check. You could just jump right up there. You have enough, control, and with that extra jump, you feel very safe jumping up and getting on top and straddling.
Okay. So I will do that. I'll spend a key point to jump up, use Step of the Wind, disengage, and I will. You said I didn't even need to do that?
Yeah, it's kind of tough here because if you disengage, you're not moving out of the melee spot of the warg. It still can bite you. So I'll say you don't have to spend anything. If you just want to make if you just make an acrobatics check to jump up on the warg, you can stay there for a round, but you would have to get off.
Okay. Yeah, so I
It
will do
wouldn't really
that.
do anything for this case because the warg's not terribly big, and it would still be able to reach up and bite you or at least shake you off.
Oh,
so-
okay. So I can still reach the
Yeah, yeah.
goblin. Okay.
No,
But
you can. Yeah.
here's the thing. If I were to make the warg fall down, would the goblin also fall down?
It would have disadvantage on a if you're knocking it. Yeah, it would also make a dexterity throw with disadvantage if the warg failed.
But right now I can like attack the goblin from where I am, or do I have to attack the warg?
you have a clear shot on the goblin.
Okay. I will do.
It's like head level with you. The warg's not terribly big. It's just ferocious looking, but it's a mount for a goblin, and goblins are little tiny dudes.
Okay. In that case, I will do just normal attack, unarmed strike, and then flurry of blows.
Okay.
And
go ahead
depending,
and make
I'm directing it towards the goblin. Depending on what happens, I think I'm going to switch it up where my targets are. But yeah, we'll see how this goes.
of course. Yeah. Go ahead and make your first attack.
Fuck, 8.
Does not hit. You go ahead and reach out, and you kind of awkward stance with this goblin.
That does 19.
That does hit. Go ahead. And so that was your attack. So now you're utilizing your bonus action, flurry of blows. So you spend another key point. So
Yep.
that was 2.
So that's 7 damage on the to the goblin.
Yeah, missing that first strike, you just pull back and you hit that goblin center right in the chest. And as you do, it kind of bindings drag across the back of its neck, kind of giving it lacerations. But just that one solid hit to the chest just broke the goblin's sternum. Like a crack.
It
and
killed
kind
it?
of slumps. Yeah,
Oh
that's
damn!
7 HP.
Alright.
And it's kind of slumps and it's now bound to this ward, just kind of hanging on it, kind of like a loose, like, fucking puppet.
Okay,
You have a third attack. Yeah, you have a third attack you can aim towards the ward.
yeah, I will do that.
Go for it.
10?
Misses.
Fuck.
So you just,
Rolling terribly with that. Everything else, like stealth, perception, everything is great, but my attacks are just not landing today. Fuck.
got the goblin though, and as you kind of reach around for that last strike towards the warg, it just kind of jumps back. The goblin's kind of corpse is like on top of it, kind of flowing with it. But that warg is faced off with you. You feel it about to rear down on you. Anything else with your movement or anything?
Nah, I don't feel like imposing attack of opportunity on myself, so I need to use my bonus action and my action, so that's it. I guess I'll just wait. That's the end of my turn.
Awesome. That brings us to the goblin boss's turn. He... He can't quite get to you, Elion. Sees this, can't go right around. He sees you, Riggington, who kind of initiated this and jumped up to face off with this warg that's now knocked on the ground. And this goblin boss kind of pulls out his scimitar and runs up towards you. He's going to make 2 attacks against you. The first one. 13.
Hits a hit.
That hits?
Yep.
You take 5 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Kind of scratches down your metal form. And the second attack does have disadvantage, as he is not a very good trained fighter. I don't think it's going to matter. It's a 2. Was a 17, but that's only a 6 to hit. So the second attack just scrapes right off you. But he does get 1 solid strike on you.
Okay.
That ends the goblin boss's turn. It is now the remaining goblin and warg's turn, which it is just a warg, and then these 2 knock down. So this goblin and warg that's on the ground that you knocked down, Riggington, they have enough movement to stand up and move just 5 feet over to you, and they're going to flank with you and the goblin boss. So they get advantage on their strikes. And they're going to make, the goblin is going to make a scimitar attack, and the warg is going to make a bite attack. So start with the bite. Are you fucking kidding me? 10 to hit?
Nope.
Okay, so that's the bite from the warg. It was a 3 and a 5. And then it's the goblin. That's better. That's 18 to hit.
It hits.
Actually, it was a 17, but
It hits.
that's with the skimmy. So you take 8 points of slashing damage.
Oof.
As this goblin just pulls this scimitar right down your form. The warg trying to bite at your legs and all that can't seem to get to you, even with the flanking. So you look at Gorba. You can look on to Riggington, and he's looking a little. The runes are kind of flashing. There's a lot of streak marks from the slashes across his form and all that, but his magical essence is starting to give out on him. That ends those 2. The warg is going to try to bite you, Sullivan.
Go
as
ahead.
His rider is dead. Jeez, all these 3s. It's only an 8.
Nope.
Yeah. It is, however, it's just going to shift. Actually, it's going to stay exactly where it is.
I'm about to say, you better stay there, bitch.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere. That ends the goblins, the wargs. It is now Gorbo's turn.
Gorbo smash.
Smash.
It's my turn.
It is your turn.
Yes.
Oh,
go,
shit,
go,
no.
go,
You
go.
got the
Nice.
goblin. Yeah, you got Riggington in front of you. He's not looking too hot. He looks a little beat up. There's a goblin and there's a warg with a goblin on it, and there's the goblin boss, which are flanking.
Well, obviously, seeing his son in such a predicament, Gorba's going to go into a rage.
All right.
His son's.
What weapon are you brandishing?
He's going to wield his trusty great axe. And not
All
only
right.
is he going into a rage, he's going into a frenzy.
Okay. So as you,
God.
yeah, as you,
kind of a lot.
as Gorbo kind of pulls out the great axe and slams it across the ground, you can see him kind of pull the great axe up and like kind of pull it along his thigh, drawing a bit of blood. And as he does, he just lets out one hearty battle cry. All of you guys turn as Gorbo is just now the center of this combat, as you have gone into a frenzy. Who are you running and attacking?
The boss.
You already done it.
The goblin boss.
You do have advantage.
19. We take those.
That'll hit.
We take that.
Roll
14. We
that.
take those.
Holy shit.
Jeez.
14. All right, so you just take one giant great axe, and you guys watch over the course of a night. Gorbo seems to be wielding this great axe, this large, heavy weapon, but he is just brandishing it like no one's business. He looks like a master with this weapon. And as he kind of twirls it around and pulls it one large slash right into the goblin boss's shoulder, it goes a couple inches into its side, and you can already see his form start to split. He's not looking good. You are in a frenzied rage, so you do take that 1 point of exhaustion, but you do get a second attack with your bonus action.
Do I?
Do I?
Yeah, frenzy.
Do
When you go into
I?
a frenzy, you get a point of exhaustion, but you can make the second attack with a bonus. You are just...
And I have to roll the hit, right? It's not just
Yep.
automatic hit.
Yep, this is just a second attack.
Oh.
19.
Hell yeah,
19
that's
again?
my Gorbo.
Go
Yeah.
ahead and roll damage.
6.
You just... A 6?
Yes.
You take... Oh, you rolled a 1. You take the great axe and you kind of like pull the goblin down to the ground. He's kind of like on one knee, and you just take your foot and you put it up on the handle of the great axe and just push it in deeper. And the axe is almost about to bisect him, but he's still holding on. He is looking
how
bad. Though.
dare
There is
he.
I
blood
have
coming out of.
21 fucking hit points. I hate those.
How
There is blood.
dare he?
There is blood coming out of every single wound. He is not looking good, but he is holding on. That ends Gorbo's turn. Back to the top. Rigaton, it's your turn.
Riggington is...
You're not looking good. You got the goblin boss behind you that Gorbo's certainly tearing through, and the warg and the goblin in front of you. The goblin's not looking good. The warg is looking okay. But they're both wearing down on you.
I'm gonna look towards the goblin, and I'm going to cast Infestation, and he has to make a Constitution save of 14.
Okay. Okay, that's it's an 18.
Okay, it misses.
What exactly is infestation though?
I shoot cloud of mites, fleas, and other parasites to appear momentarily on a creature you can see within range. The target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw, or it takes 1d6 poison damage and moves 5 feet in a random direction if it can move. And its speed is at least 5 feet. Roll a d4 for the direction north, south, east, or west. This
Okay.
movement does not. Yeah.
But nothing happens if they succeed.
No. It's just
Okay.
I miss.
So as you kind of reach up and give it like a hearty Rigaton chuckle, you pull back the what would be the face on your being. It has a latch in front of the mouth, and as you do, you pull up in that latch, and your agape mouth, if you will, there's just this glow, this green glow from deep within it, and you watch as all these bugs just out of your open mouth and just start to swarm around this goblin, and you see them start to dig in and start to like muggle his mind and all that, but he just manages to with the warg's help, the warg kind of like rears up and starts kind of bucking in place, and the mice just kind of disperse without much of effect. And that green light within your being fades, and you kind of rehinge the latch on your faceplate. That was your action.
I guess for my bonus action, I hate to do this, but I'll have to do Misty Step and teleport 30 feet. Teleport. Right here.
Okay. So after
Nice.
doing that, you're just like, bye. You're just like,
Well, yeah, I kind of have to.
vamp out. You do still have your movement, so if you want to move even farther than that, you can.
Uh,
That was your
No.
action, your bonus action.
I would suggest it.
yeah, I'd probably take a couple steps this way.
Okay.
Like back
So
to the cart.
you're trying to get safe out of range from these creatures
Yeah.
as you can. Okay. So you just now move back and just kind of watching on from a distance. Awesome. That brings us to Elion. It is your turn.
Yep.
You are currently a
So-
kaleidoscope in and of yourself.
Yeah, so speaking of which, first, seeing Rigaton suddenly like ejecting bugs from his face. Ugh. And you can see his skin now becomes like a sickly green.
Lovely.
But just selling this out of the way, he's gonna move over here, and he is going to cast Dissonant Whispers on the warg that injured goblin is.
Okay. What's the saving throw on that?
Wisdom still gotta be 13.
Oh, they're rolling good now. That's a 15.
Dang it. So
Better late than ever, boys.
yeah, it takes
it still
half
takes
as much
half
damage,
damage.
and
Yep.
yeah, now it takes half damage and doesn't get the way part of it.
This warg was previously hurt. The one that you're facing off with Sullivan is not hurt.
Yeah, I'm the one that was in front of behind Reddington.
Yep. Yeah, so go ahead and roll. Is it 3d6?
Yeah, that's gonna be. That's 15. So that's gonna be like
We
8
round up.
I
Yes, we
guess.
round up, so that's 8. So that is. Okay. So even amongst you knowing that the spell didn't take the full effect you wished, that the warg is kind of bucking now with the mites that dispersed around its form, just continues rearing in place, and you see blood kind of trickling out of its nose and orifices and onto the ground. Spell definitely took hold, and it is looking hurt.
All right, and you know what I gotta do now.
Go ahead and roll a d20.
Okay, let's see what happens this time. A nat 20.
Yeah.
That's
So
my
as you-
nat roll, so-
Hooray.
yeah, no,
as
no,
you
no
said
wild
natural
magic
20?
this time.
You said it was a natural 20?
Yeah, so no wild
Yep.
magic.
So as you kind of that magic disperses from your bardic side of your lore, there is no moat. There is no strange influence that overcomes at this moment. Anything for your bonus action?
Well, first he's gonna move back over here a bit, but he is also gonna give Tin some bardic inspiration.
Okay. How do you inspire your metallic friend?
He's going to say, "Come on, big guy, I know you can take him down."
So Aelion kind of looks to you, Regenton, and says this to you, and you just feel this kind of surge of a bolt of inspiration hit you, and you have a D6 inspiration die.
For 10 minutes.
So what does that do?
You can add it
so
to
you-
like any attack, ability, or save.
Yep.
Oh, sweet.
So you were inspired by Aelion's words. And you can use that. It lasts for 10 minutes. You can use it anytime you want.
Okay.
And also, just one last quick, Alion's gonna give him like a thumbs up, and his his skin is almost white.
You kind of have to like shield your eyes for a second because it's just like a sudden bright white that's off of Aelion's form, and then you realize, oh shit, his skin color is just white.
God. Riggington is just gonna like stand there and then cock his head to like the side, like what the hell, almost.
But you
I
definitely
am
feel
gonna-
inspired by this figure.
I am inspired.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I am inspired. Like oddly
I'm gonna have
intrigued.
so much. I'm gonna have so much fun with wild magic.
And it's already worked twice for you already, which is way beyond what I thought. Anything else?
Okay, that ends my turn.
All right. So you're in your turn there. Sullivan, it is your turn.
Alright, this fucking warg bitch better square the fuck up. I'm throwing a
You're
punch
facing
at
off
him.
with him. Go for it. Go ahead and roll that attack.
12?
Just misses.
God damn it, man. This fucking sucks. I'm doing terrible tonight. Sullivan's gonna off himself when nobody's looking. Let me do
No, sir.
flurry of blows, I guess. This
All right,
thing's
so using your
stupid.
third key point to rear yourself back and utilize that burst of key for 2 quick attacks.
Sorry, I got 70 key points because I'm just that good.
You do indeed not.
13. There we go.
That just hits. Just gonna roll damage to that.
8 points of damage.
All right, so you lay in one solid kick right to its side. You hear it yelp out.
And I also
Definitely
wanted to roll a dexterity saving throw or be knocked prone.
All right. What's the DC?
It is 13.
That is a 4.
Alright, so it goes prone.
Yes. So he's not prone on the ground. So you just take that kick, and you just kick it kind of in its side, but then with a quick whip of movement, that you plant that foot in the ground and take the other one and shoot right through its legs. Distracted by the pain and your one attack, you just kick it out, and now it is prone on the ground.
So I get advantage now, right?
Your second attack, you get advantage.
Hell yeah, alright. Alright, I'll take the 22.
That definitely hits. And then you said it was 8 points of damage. Go ahead and roll damage again.
Another 8!
So between just 2 solid, the first one missed, but between 2 solid, and this one you bring your foot back around and like an axe kick with the back of your heel. You just bring it down right on the side of its head, and you hear it crack. It digs into the dirt a little bit. Another yelp comes out, but this one sounds gurgled and definitely fighting for its life. It's looking hurt.
Oh god, it has more than 16 hit points? Fuck these things.
Yeah, it's still standing.
Why is it that your first hit keeps missing, but your flurry of blows keep doing so much?
I don't know,
The
man.
flurry of blows are what's important though, with his wave the open hand.
Yeah, alright, I guess for
yeah.
that I'll impose let's see, hold on.
You can push him.
I could, but I was thinking about disabling his reaction so I could go over and give Gorbo advantage on the Goblin boss, but nah, I'll just what would I do if he failed another dex saving throw? Like, he's already prone. Like, would that do anything, or would it just be?
I gotta look it up because I don't know if prone gives you disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. I gotta check.
Like, could I hold that? Like, if he fails it, could I hold it to like kind of like trip him up again or something like that?
No, I know what you're saying. Like prone him again. No.
Yeah. I could stack prones.
It says on prone that it just has disadvantage on attack.
Yeah, no. So if you did anything else disadvantage or dexterity wise, he doesn't have disadvantage. But you could push him or impose the no reactions.
I will impose no reactions.
Okay. So as you
Or
plant
that, yeah, no, I'll impose no reactions. Yes.
Okay, so as you plant that axe kick right inside of its head, you're like, oh yeah, and you kind of go up on that heel, and one other crack goes in. You feel like it was a very vital point right on the jugular, and you watch his kind of limbs, which are flailing, kind of slow. It goes a little more of a lethargic feel, and you feel like you're in a safe spot to move if you want to.
Okay, I'm gonna move right. I see where I'm gonna move. Hold on. 40 points of movement.
Yeah, he is prone, so he's half movement. So wherever you go, wherever you go, you know he won't be able to catch up to you.
Yeah, I'll do that. That's good.
Okay, so you just take it to dip around that tree and bolt. You guys watch Sullivan run quickly along the tree line, but leaving his quarry still alive, but definitely beaten and bruised.
Can I say something to the man on top of the rock as I run?
Go for it.
Just chuck a rocket or something at him. He's on his last legs.
He just looks at you like, ah!
Can I roll like persuasion or something?
He looks. Go ahead, go for it. Yeah.
All right.
Jesus.
Absolutely roll persuasion. He looks so fucking freaked out. There is a dead person on the ground by the cart.
18.
18.
Ooh.
So you watch him just like, ah, and reach down and pick up a rock. It's on the bottom, and he's looking to throw.
Hell yeah. Fucking fuck him up. Ah! Just fucking kills this
He's
thing.
rearing back with the rock. I will say, who'd you tell him to shoot at?
The warg that's right below him.
Okay. It's
Oh
a
wait,
ranged
no,
attack.
it's disadvantage. Fuck.
It's a ranged attack. Well, that's the one you pointed to. So it's a ranged attack. He's
damn
gonna
it.
make the throw.
Can he just like jump down on him and like fucking try to bludgeon him?
You look at this man and he looks he has nothing on. He's just like you look over. You look over.
Piece of shit.
Yeah, you look over on the ground and there is an armored individual that is beaten and slashed that is dead next to the horses. Looks to be some sort of guard, but the man is just freaked out on top of this rock. And it's a large rock. Not too sure how you get up there, but he looks useless. He does, however, pick up the rock and give it a hearty chuck.
Hopefully he'll draw attention away from me.
The rock just right past him. Natural.
It was worth the try.
Nothing.
Free,
He
a
just
free
turns back.
attack.
He's still yelling.
Just
The
straight yelling.
warg is starting to get up, but it's definitely slowed, and you know it won't be able to catch up to you, and it's looking hurt. But
Okay.
you know that rock probably wouldn't have been enough to finish him off.
Alright. That ends my turn. I got nothing else.
So it's the boss's turn. The boss is locked in with you, Gorbo. So he is just gonna try and oh no, actually. He's gonna use nimble escape, and as a bonus action he's gonna disengage. So he is gonna slip away from you, Gorbo.
Wow, what a big.
Yeah, goblins are very nimble, and he managed to slip away without you provoking an opportunity attack. He is going to. He's gonna move up towards you, Riggington. Can't quite get to you, but you watch as he pulls out. Check. Oh, I said he was pulling out a longbow before. You actually see he's pulling out a javelin, kind of long pole, a sharp bit on the end. He's gonna give it one solid whip towards you, Riggington.
Ugh.
That's a 20 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
Not natural 20.
It hits.
Take 4 points of piercing damage
Oof.
as this javelin just right into you.
I'm at 5 health.
Yeah, so you guys watch as this javelin digs into Riggington's shoulder, and his form starts to dip to one side. The arcane runes kind of sparking. He can only make one attack with that, so that is his move. He is trying to chase you down. That's the boss's turn. The boss is looking fucked up. It's now the Goblin of Warg's turn. This goblin is still alive. That warg's still alive. The first warg that was on the ground is going to get up. Let's see their movement. Does have 50 feet of movement, halved, and then uses his action to dash.
What
so
the fuck?
He does catch up to you, Sullivan, but he can't do anything else.
Oh,
He uses action to dash. Yeah. 50
Remember
feet
when
of
we
movement,
said
so-
boys can handle this?
Rin, you just look up now, peeking up, and you see a fucking couple going on.
We're all basically retreating.
But that
Just
warg is
gonna-
now up on your ass.
Yeah,
Can I,
yeah,
do
yeah.
something?
You see Riggington about to
please.
fall. Aeon just changing colors.
She's just gonna like
Bugs
get
everywhere.
attacked. You guys need help. You alright?
We're fine.
Okay.
This other goblin and warg are still standing. They're terrified of Gorbo.
They're terrified of me?
Nah, they're gonna run up and face off with you, Gorbo. This goblin and warg, they're gonna take 2 attacks against you.
Fatal mistake on their part.
It is, but they're going for you. They're going for the Titan. This is gonna be the Warg. Rolls a 9.
Misses.
This is the Goblin. You gotta spare me dice. That's a 10.
Misses.
Both of them just the Goblin or the Warg as a very akin to when the rat bit you. The Warg just bites its jaws around your thigh, and you just flex and the teeth pop out. And then you take the great axe and you put it up where the Goblin's striking down, kind of downwards towards your head, and you put it up and it just hits the shaft of it and just stops it in place. That ends their turns. Gorbo, is now your turn.
Oh well. Tit for tat, I'll take a swing at it.
Which one are you taking an attack at? The Gore or the Goblin or the Warg?
1 sec.
You still got your 2 attacks. You got the one with your action with your bonus.
I'm taking an attack on the Warg.
All right. You just rearing back, go ahead and make that attack. Okay.
Hey,
Oh.
that's a crit.
Go ahead and roll damage. So you can either roll 2d12, 1d12, and double it. So that's 25 points of damage. You take that Warg, and with one pullback of your great axe, and just the sharp edge just gleaming against the rain and all that as the rain still falls amongst you guys, you just take that axe, you just and all of you guys watch as the axe just like butter passes through the Warg's head, and you watch as the Warg's head just slumps off and hits the ground. Most precise cut you've ever seen.
Decapitation!
Whoa!
Still got your second attack. The Goblin is now off of the Warg.
Can I yell something real quick when I see Gorbo do that?
Go for it.
Hey, can you do some of that over here? I'm gonna gesture to the fucking Warg, like shambling towards me.
Gorbo just seals back. No.
No.
Well said, big guy. And
Does an
as he
18
says
hit?
That'll hit.
As Heliod said that, he's now pink again.
That was 17 for damage.
Oh my god, Gorbo.
Yes, I'm up.
Damn.
You just take the Goblin is now. It looks like it's in the midst of a war, and it looks like it's having like an existential crisis in the moment watching this, and it just kind of like slowly it just drops its weapon, gets off the Warg very relaxed, and just looks at you, and you just take the great axe and just whirl it around and just cut it right at its navel, right at the chest, and just bisect it, and its top half just slumps back, and its bottom half just falls on the ground.
Jeez,
Another
double
very
kill.
clean cut.
Question. That second attack, was that due to the frenzy?
Are you referring to the Great Weapon Master thing?
Ah, never mind, okay.
Yeah, because they both use your bonus action. So it was both, no matter what, that was your both attacks. You killed the first one, so you could have used your bonus action with the Great Weapon, but you were already frenzied, so you can just do that anyway.
Alright.
Yeah, you got Frenzy as a good thing, but you take that point of exhaustion, but you have Great Weapon Master that if you reduce a creature and you're not frenzying, then you can still do that bonus attack, so you got some good options. But since you're already frenzied, you already chose to do that, it persists, so that was your bonus action.
Gotcha.
But with 2 hits, you just finished off those 2 enemies. Anything with your movement?
Yeah, I'm gonna move down towards Rigington and actually just go right next to the boss. Say, hey,
Okay.
hey, big guy.
So you just get right in the combat with that. It looks behind you like, oh shit.
Hell yeah, I'm here.
That is the end of that. It brings us back to the top. Rigiton, it is your turn.
Alright, so what
This
is
goblin
that?
boss, this goblin boss is looking super hurt. And then the only other thing is the Warg that that Sullivan was facing off with, and that's also looking very hurt.
Ah, man, I'm very hurt. What does that 1d6 do? The inspiration thing?
So if you roll an attack, like if you make an attack roll, you can add a d6 to the total.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But you can choose so before you know that it hits.
All right.
So if you
well,
make an
I'm-
attack roll and you roll a natural 20, obviously you don't have to add the d6. But if you roll an 8 and you're like, hey, I feel lucky,
I'm gonna send his ass away. I'm gonna cast Chromatic Orb, which
Okay.
will allow me to pick what type of damage I do. It's 3d8. I gotta roll for it.
yeah, go ahead and roll the hit.
13.
Do you want to use your inspiration?
Yes.
Go for it.
With D6.
Even with that bolt of inspiration that Aeon hits you with, and you feel a pulse through your body, but you just feel like the hit's just too off target, and you're already in a bad strap. So as you release that chromatic orb, and you watch as this small the crystal within your chest, as you kind of Iron Man style kind of flex, and all the runes start to like glow around your chest. That crystal starts to change color to the damage that you were looking to inflict, and as this beam of pure elemental energy streaks out, it goes past the goblin. Does not hit him.
I guess I'll try to limp away here with my movement to.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say you can get yourself off the. Okay, you going that way?
Yeah.
All right, so you're just trying to move. Yeah, you guys all watch as Riggington after that one spell, he's starting to hobble away using the staff as leverage, but it's certainly looking hurt. Anything else for your bonus action or whatnot?
Nope. That's it.
All right. Aeon, it is your turn.
All right. So, let's see. What are these gray little things right there? Is
Those
that
are just rocks. Yeah, you're right next to a rock, and you just watch Riggington go behind one. They're not super big, but they take up a space. The one that the man is on is much bigger than the one that the cart crashed into.
All right. Well, he's gonna move up here, and pulling out his violin, he's gonna begin playing and firebolt in front of Sullivan.
Okay. So go ahead and make an attack roll. You said firebolt.
Yep. Yeah, it's not fireball.
Yeah, I was hoping you weren't going to do that.
Fireball.
Not
Fireball.
that you could, but I'm just saying. Yeah, go ahead and roll an attack roll.
Ooh, nat 20.
Hell yeah, cook this thing.
Go ahead and roll that damage. I think it's just 1d10.
We're having war tonight, boys.
So you said with that I can roll twice or just double what I got
Yes.
again.
Yeah, you shouldn't add anything to it because it's a cantrip. It's just 1d10. You can
Yeah.
double that or do 2d10.
All right. Well, that's gonna be a 5.
5 points of damage?
Yeah.
All right. So as you sit there and you're just strumming across your guitar, this very, very like upbeat
No.
melody, and you watch as
violin.
Aeon. What's that?
I guess you didn't hear. I said he plays violin this time to do that.
Violin. And you just start performing this very, very upbeat, fast, and fiery performance. And as you do, you watch as this kaleidoscope of skin just changes. Sullivan, you're getting a good picture of this, and you're like, what the fuck? And as you're kind of strumming, this ball of fire just starts to condense right in front of you. And then as you kind of finish with a crescendo on your violin, it just shoots out towards the warg. Hits in its side, and you can see its fur start to burn up its side. It's still holding on, but it's looking really hurt.
That's more than fucking 21 hit points? What the fuck?
But you kind of put the bow of your violin down. It's kind of smoking. That was your action. Anything else with your bonus action or movement?
Is
Was a level 0 spell, so you're safe.
yeah. From right here, can Aelion's rigging?
Yeah. The rocks aren't terribly big. You can see them over it.
Okay, so he's gonna cast Healing Word
Okay.
on him.
Go ahead and roll that heal.
Yeah, it's D4 plus 3. Okay, that's 5.
Okay. So you look at Rigaton, you're like, is this gonna work? And you go ahead and cast a spell and invoke the word. Rigaton, as you hear, what do you say for the healing word?
Get back up, big guy. We're almost.
As you hear Aelion speak this towards you, Rigaton, there's just this wave of positive healing energy that kind of courses through your body, and all those runes that kind of start to dim kind of flash once more, and you can see parts of your metallic structure begin to reaffix itself and straighten, and a lot of the scuff marks and the cracks in your armor begin to disappear and fix itself. It's mended. You regain 5 hit points. Anything for your movement, Aelion?
No, that's gonna be it. And well, you know what happens next.
Right.
That was a spell.
Healing word. Yep. Go ahead and roll d20.
Oh god.
Oh, it's a 3.
That's crazy.
How does this keep happening?
I
Go
want
ahead
you to next time you're watching the fucking kid. Ren doesn't have collateral damage.
Okay.
That's nuts. Go ahead and roll percentile.
How does this happen 3 times in one session?
Man, that's less than like a 15% chance. It's nuts.
All right. Come on, please be a beneficial one this time.
Let me dust off the old table.
40.
40.
Did we get something? Oh no! Oh no!
Rigaton, as you're kind of sitting there like, thanks, Aelion, you turn, and Aelion's not there.
What?
You just don't see him. Aelion, you feel that you see that moat kind of appear in front of you as you spoke that word, and you're like, shit, and it shoots into your body, and you feel your vision just go dark and condense, and you've lost all sense of physicality in this moment.
You seen another
That
dimension?
immediately ends Aelion's turn. Sullivan, is your turn.
He's gonna be like, he's gonna see the fucking warg get hit in the side by the fire.
Firebolt.
Yeah, the firebolt, and he's gonna be like, appreciate it, Mood Ring. This must be you were paying me for the trying to rescue. And he stops and looks over. He's like, where the fuck did he go?
Make an intelligence check.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Wow, what placement?
Amazing.
7?
You look over and you don't see anything. You see rocks.
Like where he was standing.
You just see 3 rocks there.
No,
But you have no idea. You just see rocks. You have no idea.
Where the fuck? Next time we're making sure Ren is fighting alongside of us. He can be on babysitter duty from now on. I'm gonna turn. I'm just gonna fucking try to attack this warg. Question: if I use flurry of blows after this, could I hold it until I use my movement and then use my flurry of blows on the goblin boss?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you're talking after you can spread your attacks, yeah.
Yeah.
As long as you have movement, you can.
I'll do that then. Bots take it. 19.
That'll hit. You're hitting the ward, right?
Yep.
That'll hit. Go on and roll that damage.
7.
That'll do it.
All right.
You just take that ward and just give it one hearty hit right into the side, and where the burn spot was, you just carry the momentum the rest of the way and down. So it was just your action, so you can certainly.
I'm gonna move. I'll use my. I'm not gonna use flurry of blows. I'll use my bonus action just to do an unarmed strike. I'm gonna use 20 feet over to the goblin boss, and I will get advantage on the roll since Gorbo's there.
Yes, go ahead and use your flurry. So that's your last key point. And
No. It's just a one unarmed strike. I'm not
Oh, you're
using
still
key
one.
point
Go for it.
yet. I'll take the 25.
That'll hit.
8 points of damage.
The Strug. How do you want to do it? I don't know what I was going to say there.
Let's see here. I am going to... is he facing Gorbo right now?
Yes.
I'm going to tap him on the shoulder and be like... Or you know what? I won't even say anything. I'll just come up behind it and I'll just link my arms underneath his and just fucking like disarm him or whatever with like a quick like kick and just hold him there, and I'll look up at Gorbo past and I'll be like, all yours, buddy, give him hell.
You see the goblin kind of looking up at you, Gorbo, like, no.
Grover's just gonna have a cruel smile on his face. He's gonna pick him up by the scruff of his neck. First of all, he's gonna put his battle axe down.
Okay. So
He's just gonna like plant it. Plant it on an angle.
Okay.
And what he's gonna do is he's gonna pick the goblin up by the neck, and just like the part where the great axe hit him earlier that almost bisected him, he's just gonna keep pushing that into the handle to finish the bisection.
Okay, so you're pushing it face down onto the ground where the axe head is facing up?
Yeah.
Alright. So Sullivan, as you're kind of holding it and Gorbo reaches out with this very sinister yet just angry look on his face, red in his
let
eyes.
go.
Yeah, he starts to lift you up and you go with the goblin. You're like, oh shit, and you like let go. And Gorbo just takes him and just over the head, like just lifts him. And this goblin's wearing some armor, had a shield and a sword that you knocked off to the side, and Gorbo just takes it and just one hit right into the axe head facing up. Its head kind of hits the ground and slides off to the side, broken neck. And Gorbo brings up for a second time, and then with one third time, just splits it all the way down the center. It's bisected in two, but it's such a weird and awkward angle for anybody else to be able to do that, but Gorbo just bisecting it reversely. Gorbo, your axe is just soaked in gore, but you just dig it up off of the ground. And there is now quiet. The man up there has finally stopped shouting and is just kind of like taking a seat, but just kind of waiting for you guys to settle in the moment.
I don't think I took any damage that whole time, right? So I'm looking.
You did not know.
Okay, I was just double checking. Huh?
Yeah, not many of you took damage.
Sullivan is going to kind of just look down and be like, I wouldn't have it any other way, Gorbo. You are the fucking man. And then he's going to stop and look over and be like, I'll be right back. I'm going to help this guy. He's going to run over and attempt to help the man down off the rock.
Yeah. As you kind of are walking past, you hear this strange. You look off to your side and you see those three rocks that are kind of stationed there. Riggington, you look over and you see those. You saw Aelion there, where he was standing, but now there's just a rock, just like a large rock, and you're kind of looking like, huh, that's weird. And then you just watch as there's just a puff of energy, and the rock's gone, and Aelion's just standing there. Aelion, you feel your consciousness come back to you. Your vision kind of extend back out. The darkness lift, and it was a fucking strange place.
What is happening to me?
Are you okay, Ilion?
Oh, I am not okay. Somehow, for some reason, a
Why
boy
are you
win.
pink?
Then suddenly, I start becoming a chameleon of colors, and now I just turned into a rock.
You were a rock?
I was a literal.
Oh.
Guys, see the kaleidoscope of color still going across Aelion's skin as he's kind of exasperating this moment. So then you see this. You do make it over to the rock though, and the guy's kind of looking down. Oh my god!
Hey, I
That was
appreciate
terrifying.
you. I appreciate you trying to throw that rock at that thing. It didn't really help much, but I appreciate you still trying to help regardless. I'm
Shit.
Sullivan.
Those were good. Oh, my name is Jasper. He kind of reaches down. You help him off the rock.
Yeah, help him off the rock.
It's easy enough. It looks like the goblins could have gotten up there, but the one was preparing a javelin, but you caught it in time. He kind of, as you kind of help him down, he looks fine. Looks like he hasn't been touched. Simple, very, very ordinary looking man. Kind of looks like he has merchant robes in. There are goods and all that scattered out off the back of his cart. But the cart doesn't look super, super damaged. However, the horses are dead. And you do see another body right there. So I'll say the rest of you guys kind of journey up. Rin, you eventually bring the cart up with the child after you get the coast is clear, and all of you guys do rejoin with this. But you guys do see this scene, all these goblin corpses which you've dispatched. Rin, you see Aelion's skin changing color. 1 minute, 1 minute it's like an infernal red. The next one it's pink. Turn blue.
I'm just gonna walk over and help this guy, like, kind of collect his belongings that are scattered about.
Yeah, you kind of help him and pack him up. And there's a gentleman on the ground, had a sword and all that, and he looks down to him. Well, he definitely wasn't worth his money. Jasper's just kind of looking down.
I guess that's a crude way to look at it,
It
but
looks like a guard.
But hey, when you get jumped by like 50 goblins, I mean, you're gonna have to pay a lot more for that sort of protection.
No, it's true. It was a bad spot on my end, but no, thank you. I could have been in bad straps there, but seemed to be quite a lot of you, and there was some strange goings on. He kind of looks at you, Aelion, kind of put off. Thank you, big guy. That was a hell of a cut.
At this point, Aelion's just leaning against the car.
Leon, you've got something going on.
You're right over there, mood ring.
I'm not in the mood, Sullivan.
You see, the skin go dark red, far more deep red than his skin normally is.
All right, Stepping Stone. Just let me know when you're ready to move on.
Yeah.
I'm lost. I don't. What
So am I.
Anyway, let me gather my stuff, I suppose. And he starts going through and
Where were you heading?
digging through. I was heading towards Drina.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, it was a normal drop-off after the festivities and all that. Passed through Terse Fields, hired a guard, and waylaid by goblins. I suppose it happened.
Everything. Well, when you're waylaid by enemies, you have to defend yourself. That's the.
Yeah,
that's
he
the rule.
clearly didn't defend us.
Yeah. Everything good in Terse Fields?
Oh, I didn't stay long. It's quite a spot for many pass buyers to go through, but yeah, it seemed like it was under normal day-to-day business.
Cool. If you had the Drina...
The residents of that town kind of freaked me out, honestly.
What do you mean by that?
Rin makes a face.
Yeah, doesn't really acknowledge you, Rin. I mean, the populace living amongst gnolls isn't exactly a normal community, I guess you could say, but I'm not one to judge.
Wait, you're saying like there's not just a few gnolls there, there's like a lot?
Well,
No, there's a good amount from
there is
when
an
I passed
entire
through.
tribe.
Oh, well, shit, Rin, I just kind of assumed it was just a couple of them. You got a whole fucking family.
You see Ring coming over holding the child, and Jasper, this guy, looks to him and just goes, "Oh?" Like looking at you, Rin, like holding a gnoll.
Yeah, she's married to one of the gnolls there.
No, I'm not married to anyone. This is not my biological child. Stop. Don't put that in people's heads.
He just kind of chuckles, and he's like,
Yeah, I got dropped there for a second.
Jasper, if you're heading to Drina and you make it there, and you get to the Mary Moss Inn, tell Mortimer, if you see him, he's a little gnome, tell him the outsiders say hello. And also mention, our names to the innkeeper. You might get a little bit of a discount, I don't know. But
You seem kind of like, strange look and all that at that site and all that, and kind of brings his eyes off of Noel, or Rin and the Noel and the Rin.
No.
And kind of looks at you, Sullivan. And you hear him talk, you say something about the gnome and all, and he kind of listens and nods. Once you say, like, discount, he's like, "Oh, I'll be sure to do that, thank you."
yeah, I mean, it's no guarantee, but like we just did save the whole town from certain annihilation before we headed out. So yeah, just
Kind of looks at all the gnoll body, or the goblin bodies, and looks across you guys, all armed to the teeth and magical staff in hand. Right.
Yeah, just mention the outsiders, and I'm sure they'll treat you well, if not a discount. But we'll see how it goes. But yeah, especially remember to mention that we say hi to good old Mortimer the gnome if you see him.
No, absolutely. I'll keep that in mind. You see him now with everything kind of packed up, which isn't much. He had a lot going on, but a lot torn up with the crash and all that. But he gathers his basic belongings and throws them an over bag across his back and all that, and kind of tightens it up. Well, no, thank you for the help. I don't really have much to give. I'm sorry. Now, at the very least.
Just give the good word. Just we're a fairly new group of just adventurers looking to become famous in a way, I suppose. So just mention the outsiders to pretty much anyone you come across, and we'll appreciate it.
Well, no, I can absolutely vouch for your actions and abilities here. Thank you once again, and I'll be sure to do that.
All right,
take care, outsiders, and kind of gives a wave.
Be careful, just watch the woods, all that good jazz.
Yeah, I hope my good luck will run its course now.
Move quickly, all that jazz, yeah.
He wanders off into the distance, kind of taking a moment to stop and look back and just look for other carts passing by, but none have seemed to pass right now, but he continues on and disappears out of sight.
Sullivan's going to wipe his brow, even though it's kind of raining, and he'll just be like, damn, I used quite a bit of my energy there. If anybody else wants to scout ahead, I'm just going to kind of take a little short time to meditate in the back of the cart.
Speaking of, does anybody need any sort of healing or anything like that?
I would.
Yeah, sure. Riggington could.
Yeah, you look at Riggington. He's definitely a lot of his metal plates are kind of bent. The runes are flickering in some places. He looks hurt.
Oh,
I've used a lot of energy.
All right. One moment. She moves the knoll into one arm, and she hops off. Then she'll trot over and cast Cure Wounds.
Okay. So as you reach out and you touch this slick from the rain construct and pulse the healing energy, go ahead and roll the healing.
Got it. Let me pull that up. $12 sound good?
12. Ooh. So you heal up 12 points, ring it in. Let's get you back to full, close to full.
That's full.
Yeah. So as the energy pulses out through you, what Aelion hit you with was certainly a nice pulse of positive energy, but it was from a distance. But now Rin reaching over and touching you, the positive energy just courses through your body, and all your what would be your joints of a standard body, you can still feel it. And you can feel the mending kind of take root as your glyphs start to glow back, the metal plates shift back into place, and everything seems to recalibrate and re-enter its normal position. All the scratches and scuffs kind of come to just a dull marking, and you feel revitalized.
Thank you so much.
Of course, you don't have to thank me for it. Right then, are we good to head out then?
Yes, let's get a move on.
Sounds good to me.
All right, so the rest of you guys climb back into the cart, move past the scene of the conflict, but it's all quiet. The merchant, Jasper, has moved on, and you guys continue on your way. I will say, since all of you guys are taking a short rest, I'm sure in the back you can all roll short rest. Sullivan, you can take back in your key. Rigaton, you can use your arcane recovery if you want to. But all of you guys get the benefits from just being in the back. And there is just a general lookout from the two figures up in front, which is it still Rin and Aelion?
I'm good, sure.
Okay. Entering more of a somber, with the rain and just the general atmosphere, you see Aelion's skin kind of change to like a navy blue type color just from the rain and all that. It looks, without much direct emotion in this moment. It just seems like the rain is forefront on his mind. So, a bit of an interesting skin tone that he carries for the next couple hours.
You get there.
Honestly, no. I don't know what is happening. Suddenly my magic, everything go insane.
Well, it certainly seems that way.
I mean, even after this, as he gestures to himself, happened, all of a sudden during that battle, I got transformed into a rock.
Rock.
A literal rock.
Oh. That's something. Has so far what's happened had to do a lot with rocks. Are you sure there's not some sort of weird rock magic? I don't know.
Alien just gonna look at her, then gesture to his glowing, his changing body.
Well, besides that, I mean, I don't know.
I don't know what's happening.
No, I would tell you, but I don't know much about that.
I guess this just means I have to be more reservative with my magic, I guess. Now there's a chance I can do whatever.
Well, I mean, if you turn into a stone again, I can practice my stone tossing across the pond if we find it.
Aelin's gonna turn back to him and give straight up a death glow. You can see his skin turns a very dark red.
Red, watch out! There's a stone coming!
I'm gone! She, goes to move, but it's like, oh. Right.
Aelin's just gonna shake his head and look back towards the room.
I'll just grin and be like, I'm sure you'll be fine, Alien. Just a couple of nights rest and figuring out what your new powers mean should do the trick.
And what if this lasts forever?
Well, then, I don't know. I guess be more reservative with your magic, and maybe we can find an expert in Westrun or maybe even Turst's Field.
Don't really know.
That's hoping. Need to see now Alion's to a light blue. Like a very calm blue. Let's just keep riding.
30 minutes will pass of him kind of meditating, and then he'll just be like, well, I'm all fired up again, and he's just going to kind of slide off the back of the cart and just land on his feet, and then just kind of jog up to the front and be like, I'm going to go scout again, I guess.
Sounds good. Just be careful out there. I can't talk.
I'll let you and Gorbo know if anything happens, and he just kind of points to his ear and then just runs off.
Is that how you knew about?
Yeah, it's those little earpieces we were.
Those are already proving handy.
I know, right? They're actually quite neat. I like them.
Well, here's the
Alien, you should call upon the rats.
I was just Rigaton, and now his skin kind of becomes like it's a mix between red and pink. It's like not, I guess.
Kind of like sunset orangish.
I guess, kind of, yeah.
Pinks and reds of the sky.
Lovely. Alright, I guess we're ready to move on.
Okay.
Did you get
So
my
have you
message?
guys? Oh, sorry.
Or do you guys want to end it here for the night? Because it's like 12:52.
I kind of want to just get to Turst Field.
Yeah,
and
we
then
can get to
call-
Turst Fields.
All right, let's go ahead.
Yeah. We'll expedite here. Yeah. As with the rest of the days, scouting and taking the off and on break, rain continues, but start to light up a little bit. As you can't really see the sun in the sky, but you imagine it's starting to get towards dusk. As you guys go for another 8 hours, the second day almost complete. And during that, Sullivan, very, very perceptive, keeping a very clear eye out now that you've seen a sense of danger along the Parchwood Way. But all you see is just other passing carts occasionally. interesting little side markers on the side of the road, a little cairn set up on one of all these rocks piled up, and you do get to a point a couple hours in where the tree line starts to break, and you guys now see the plains, and with no trees flanking to your left and right, you do see out open rolling hills, tall grass, some grazing creatures off in the distance, and can't see any sign of civilization yet on the horizon, but you know that would be the first indication of you getting close. And about the 6-hour mark, Rin, you kind of sit next to Elion, whose skin is still kind of that light blue. Elion, you get this very like strange sick to your stomach feeling, and you watch as from fingertips all the way up the body, the skin return to its normal red color.
Oh, finally.
Oh, there you are. See, all back to normal. Turned out well.
Well, I am so glad that that's over. That was. I'll have you know that was actually quite painful.
That whole time? Or...
well, not the color, but every time it happened, it like sent like a tingle throughout my whole body.
Oh,
But actually, the thing happening was.
Oh,
I'm so glad. Back to my gorgeous red self.
Yeah.
Kind of soaked in the rain.
I don't think any of us are gorgeous right now.
Just need a dry space. I can give myself a bit of a gust.
All right, so once again, you just go ahead and flourish yourself up for the moment, drier and clean, but you feel like the rain as it continues, it's certainly a nuisance.
Well, just have to deal with it.
But after that, not really anything too interesting as you continue on for the last 2 hours. Sky is starting to darken. Rain at this point is letting up to a light trickle. You hope it would pass through the night, but you guys are probably looking to either set up camp or rest for the night. You do see, though, off in the horizon, kind of far, multiple miles away, but you can kind of see it from this distance. You do see a bit of light kind of dotting the horizon, and you do imagine that to be, and it's kind of framed by the large mountainscape in the back, but you do think that to be a sign of civilization. And Rin, you know the road that you're on, that is clearly turf fields ahead. Probably take another couple hours of journey the next day to get there, or you can continue for the night.
Well then, seems we're not too far off. Probably a couple more hours. Though I'd recommend we take a break. It has been an awful long day.
Why don't we just push all the way through and crash at your place?
I mean,
Be a lot safer.
right. I guess it's up to you all. Rin's gonna lean forward. What do you think, Ollie? You alright?
Ollie kind of like rears back and looks up at the head. He does look visually tired and kind of gives you like a... Does look a little tired.
Think you can continue on a little bit, or would you like to rest?
Kind of pushes his shoulders and kind of does a momentary flex, kind of holding up the cart, kind of rears up a little bit, and then you can hear him, you can feel him, the cart just kind of pull forward even stronger.
Oh. Alright, I guess that means he's good to go if you all are.
Well, if it means we can get to Tursfield faster, where are we gonna?
Alright, it'll be awful late though.
As long as you think there's enough space for us in your house or wherever you live.
Yeah, we could probably, make some places on the floor. I mean, it's not very big, but...
It's out of the rain, though. That's a good thing.
Yes, it is out of the rain.
I vote to keep going.
I second that.
Corbo agrees.
That's the whole group, I guess. Ollie's good. Ren, you seem indifferent. Rigginson, what about you? Rigginson's dead. Alright, let's go.
Oh, sorry.
My internet's cutting out. That's why I was asking when it's... storming over here where I am.
You're
Oh,
good.
it's okay.
I
Yeah,
guess
we're not
we'll
going to continue for too much longer.
I guess we'll just push through.
Yep.
All right, and that's simple enough. You start to feel tired after the night, Sullivan, of all the traveling. So you do feel like, especially after the battle, and that last 6 hours of off and on scouting, you feel like it's you might just want to rest and
Hop in
post
the
up your
back-
legs in the
hop
back.
in the back of
Yep.
the cart. Yeah.
But all of you guys push, and you do feel Ollie at this point. And you know Rin, you guys traveled this road quite a few times, and you know that he's familiar with this, and he can definitely feel turf fields on the horizon. So he's just pushing through. And you guys do. The rain, as you guys start to approach, does light up. You can see breaks in the night sky, stars peeking through the moon, which is now starting to grow larger and larger as it extends beyond the horizon. And the lights that you initially saw begin to go bigger and bigger as it is nighttime, and you definitely feel it's probably close to what would be midnight, or I would say 10 to 11 at this point because the sun's set, autumn time. But you definitely feel it approaching, and as the rain lets up, sky breaks. You guys get a clear view of the dotted lights that now are forming windowsills and street lanterns that are hung up, and just a general feel of community. You can hear light noises from some things, a little bit of movement at this hour, maybe stuff packing up, but it is definitely a blot of civilization before you. And as you guys pull closer to town, you can see, just from the outskirts, it's a small town. The majority of this town, the square foot, if you will, is mostly farmland. In terms of buildings and all that, it's not as big as Drina, and Drina is a pretty small town as well. This just looks like a very, very isolated farming community. But it's peaceful looking, and especially with the rain lighting up now, it's muddy ground and all that, but it's definitely a welcome sight. And as you guys push into town, at this hour, there's not much people in the streets. 1 second to pull something up. There's not much action in the streets. A lot of the buildings look simple. Some of them are dark. Some of them are lit fireplaces and whatnot. It seems like there is a bit of commotion from within buildings, but at this hour, there's not much going on the outskirts. However, as you guys make your way in, you do see a couple things. I'm just gonna pull some up. You guys see some smatterings of people walking the streets and whatnot, and it's dark, and some of them look over in your direction, but in this hour, with people just trying to get home and whatnot, it's not too much approaching or very prodding at who's coming through town. But as you roll through, you see smattering of what look to be humanoids, humans, half-elves, that kind of variety. Good amount of halflings, small folk and hill folk that kind of wander through. And you guys do see, keeping an eye out, especially you, Sullivan, carrying off your last perception check, you do see bipedal, bestialoid beings. Ones that you've came into recent scraps with. You see gnolls walking and mingling amongst the village. Some of them have simple clothes on. Some of them don't. Some of them have more of those tribal paints and whatnot.
Can I lean up to Ren real quick and whisper something?
Go for it.
How do you say hello and no?
She will tell him because I'm not even.
We gotta make up a word.
Flubort.
Blarg.
Blarg. It's Blarg.
No, not Blarg.
Blarg. It's Blarg.
Clock 2.
Clarkberg.
Clock 2, raka!
Clock 2.
Clock 2,
Clock
that sounds
2.
good.
Clock
Sure.
2.
Clock 2.
Blarg?
Durka.
Alright, yeah.
Ah,
Durka.
start speaking Sim.
Bonk.
Oh my
What's up with you guys?
Alright, when I see a Noel that's close enough that kind of like walks across the street or whatever that sees me in the back of the cart, he's just kind of, he has one leg up on like the cart and then the other leg is just kind of idly hanging out of it, and he's just kind of leaning up against one of the seats. He's just gonna kind of get their attention, like by like saying like, hey, and when they look over, he'll just wave and say, Clock 2.
And you see him kind of, it's just like you can't really tell age or gender per se, but as he opens up his mouth, you do hear a deep voice, but kind of look over. Clock 2. And just looks across the car and just gives it a quick scan and all that, and meets eyes with Rin with the dark vision. And now noticing, kind of looks over and gives you a wave. Rin!
Oh, hello.
Gives you a wave. You recognize him. One of the few gnolls that can speak common, that mingle throughout the city. You do know that I don't know if I included in the information I gave you that the gnolls that live within the city speak some variety of common. There is, however, the main Dustpaw tribe is out of town to the northwest, towards what's it called? Towards the Dawn Mist Pines, sorry, which is a little thicket of forest across by here, and that's where the main tribe is located. That's where the Dustpaws originate from. Most of them there speak Gnoll. However, the ones that mingle within Terse Fields, they speak some sort of common. So he, after hearing you say it, Sullivan, it does respond. He sees Rin is like, Rin! Hello!
Oh! Hi, I'm back
common.
in town, finally.
And he kind of like looks around and realizes the hour. Just gives you a wave and a quick nod, but definitely noticing your arrival.
Yeah, she'll
He kind of
wave
continues
them
away.
back.
It's a small town. There's not many people out on the streets or anything like that, by no means. But even just the towns and the houses you see, it's not many. You probably imagine there's probably only like over 1,000 people that lives here. And Drina had a couple thousand. So it's a little bit of a smaller town. But
a decent amount. I thought you were going to say like 50.
No, it's not that. But a lot of them are gnolls. You just see a good amount of gnolls moving throughout, but
He'll keep saying it. Clock 2, clock 2.
yeah, but a couple of them kind of wave and notice, and you guys kind of, tune in, but they all respond happily, jovial, and all that. It's interesting. It's definitely from battling neck and teeth with these creatures to now see them mingling and walking. A lot of you are off put in the initial run in through town. Rin, this is as normal as ever, but it's interesting. So I guess I gotta ask, Rin, where are you leading on?
We, with it being so late and there's not really much to do, I guess she'll just take them to her house.
Okay. So
You all could stay at the inn, but, it would save a lot of money for you all if you just stayed at my house. I mean, I don't mind.
That sounds like a good idea.
Alright then, well, suppose that's what we're doing.
Yeah, I could definitely use with the rest of it.
Sounds good. So
I died there. What do you guys decide?
they're heading to Ren's house.
Okay. So you taking the reins, Rin. And yeah, at this hour that there's definitely not going to be anybody that you're looking for probably up during this time. But as you make your way, you lead them. You take the reins and you lead them north. And just for reference, I will post a map of the general what Terrace Fields looks like, but I'll do that after we're done. But
I could do it if you want.
yeah, go for it. Absolutely.
Okay.
As you guys make your way towards, it's the northern side of town. There's two roads that are leading out, and in between these roads is this large spot of land, and there's small houses and whatnot kind of sprinkled throughout. But you do see one sizable chunk of land, farmland, growing, smattering of crops and other vegetation and whatnot. And there is a small house cottage, rancher style, kind of akin to like Sven's style, but it's definitely nice and very, very comfortable looking from the outside. It is dark, however, and you would know at this time that the caretaker, Rin, who has been overseeing your farm, he wouldn't be here at this hour. So the house is abandoned. But as you guys approach and look across the field, crops are growing. The house is dark, but the front area looks clean. Some tools and all that set up. It seems like there was recent work going on. Footprints in the mud that are leading away from the farmland out into town. But other than that, it's dark, and Rin leads you and pulls you up until that area, and there's an off little shed stable. We can go ahead and stash the cart and give Alia his normal sleeping place for the night.
Sullivan's gonna walk over and pat out, like, kind of pat Ollie a little bit and be like, "Thanks for trudging through, big guy. I know we all wanted to rest, but you're the one that got us here."
Kind of gives you one nudge with this horn, kind of into your side, but very playful.
Alright, well,
Looks very happy and content.
Yeah.
Tail wagging.
Alion's gonna hop out of the cart. So
All
good
of
to
you
be back
guys-
in civilization again.
yeah, I agree. Maybe you won't be throwing rocks in your sleep.
Yeah, let's hope not, especially in my house.
I'll try to keep from using magic in here.
Sounds good.
Who's looking after the kid?
I'll watch her for the night, but tomorrow we'll address that. It's a bit late to
And you're sure she's, cured completely?
Yes, I'm not sure if you noticed, but I was casting some healing and did a thorough check after the second time. She seems fully healed.
That's
That's
good
what
to
she
hear.
said.
Right, well, I guess there's no need to keep watch or anything in this town. These gnolls seem pretty chill. Drastic difference from the moon's teeth fuckers. I'm just gonna set up my bedroll on the floor. You don't have like a couch or anything, right?
Yeah, I have seating, yeah.
Yeah, you guys. I'll say all of you guys enter at this point, and it's dark in here, but it's well kept. It's clean, smells fresh. It's just cold. Might have to stoke a fire and get things running, but it is furnished and it's nice. It's very very quaint, though functional and beautiful in a lot of regards. There's a lot of potted plants. Just giving a quick look throughout the house. As I said, it is a one-story like cottage style of ordeal. One large, nice fireplace to curl up around, and there is 2 bedrooms. And all your other amenities that would be in a home like this. And it is well kept. It looks like someone has been here recently and has kept it stocked and whatnot.
I guess Sullivan will take the. He'll walk into one of the bedrooms, but he'll set up his bedroll on the floor.
Oh, alright. I was going to
Yeah,
show you
Rin.
better places.
Yeah, Rin. You would obviously know that one is your bedroom, and the other one is disused at the moment. That was your mother's bedroom.
Yeah.
So it's up to you, however you want to allow them entry into certain places.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah.
Retcon that, because you probably would have said something.
Let's see, I can stoke a fire in here if you all would like. I mean, there's plenty of space in front of that to keep you warm for the night.
Sure, I gotta dry off anyway, and he'll just set up his bedroll.
Fire would be lovely, Rin.
Alright,
Maybe
yeah.
Dennis is gonna come in front of the door and sit like in sentry mode, like just kind of like shut down by the door since he's like been through a lot.
Okay, so kind of like leaving the umbrella /
Yeah.
like everything at the door. You watch Regan kind of post up and kind of leans back against the wall, Rin, and kind of head is hitting some sort of shelf that's behind. And you hear crack a little bit.
Oh, careful.
You adjust yourself, Rigaton, and you can see his runes go dark and him shut down. Seemingly all good for the night. Easy and nothing to prepare.
Man, you're lucky. You got this whole house to yourself, and all I got is a cursed plot of land from the Moonweaver.
Yeah, it's a decent amount, I suppose.
No, I mean, I like it. It's cozy. Town is...
Yeah, very homely.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. As she's talking, she'll stoke the fire in that fireplace and kind of like adjust furniture if need be to kind of give them space there.
Yeah, and it's interesting to be home with people.
Yeah.
You know, with visitors and whatnot. You have people who come around who care for, the land on the off time. But this is a little different. This is kind of sleepover / friendly gathering of sorts, and it's just very very strange. It's been a while since anything like this has ever happen. So you definitely happily go around and make sure everything's proper, get them all drinks, basic food and all that, which is all in the house, and
Yeah.
still stocked. And go ahead and stoke the fire, and all of you guys find a very, very peaceful place to rest. Even though it's on the floor and nothing's too comfortable in terms of cushioning, it's definitely better than.
I mean, if you all need pillows, I can grab some. Just ask if you need anything. My room's on the left in the hall.
Sullivan's already pretty much out. Hard, like half conscious at this point.
Thank you, Rin, but I think most of us are pretty tired of this. We're just gonna just sleep.
Oh, yeah, of course. Suppose I'll see you all tomorrow then. Yeah, I'll even make breakfast. How about that? That sounds good. I'll do that. She looks a little nostalgic.
So you can
with a
cook.
quick nod. Well, somewhat. Nothing fancy, but
Oh, something to look forward to then.
You hear very silently. I don't know if Rin would hear it because he says it very quietly to where basically Alien or whoever was right next to him would be able to hear it. In a half-conscious state, Sullivan just goes, "Wifey material."
Alion's gonna just lightly punch him in the side of the head.
right then.
But yeah, Alion's gonna lay down in his bedroll right there next to the fire. Sleep tight, Rin, and sleep tight, little one.
I will.
Hey, no, she can't stop.
Yeah, you see, she looks very interested in the environment and all that, but is definitely tired after another day's adventure. With it late at night and is already falling asleep in Rin's arm.
Alright then, you all sleep
That
tight.
Alion's gonna fall asleep now too.
Yep.
He's
and
sleeping.
Rin's
Alright.
gonna take.
Are
the
you're going
child.
off to your room?
Yeah, she's gonna take the child to let her sleep in there.
We sitting.
We
Another inside joke.
We sleeping.
That was amazing. That was.
We didn't have a pillow fight. I'm very angry.
Maybe
That's the
maybe in the
first-
morning.
Rin's gone. Pillow fight.
No, don't break every.
You come back in your house, the tables are broken. It turned into furniture wars of a pillow fight. The
just
boys around
So
the
upset.
You just see Gorbo has fucking Riggington on the table, and he just WrestleManias drops down on him and breaks him through the table.
and Riggy is just laughing and
Hit him with the RKO out of nowhere.
Riggy just takes a chunk out of the wall and just starts running.
They just burst into your bedroom through the wall, just grappling.
Oh yeah, brother.
No,
Home for 5 seconds.
leave my home alone.
But all of you guys go to sleep. Rin, you go to sleep in your room?
Yep.
Okay. As you get there and you have the child on hand, you can feel her starting to doze and lull off within your arms. You're going to light a candle and just make sure everything's in place within your room and it's clean. You know, people usually don't come in here to prod when they're upkeeping the house, but it's definitely kept in an orderly manner. And it's definitely warm and comfortable. As you're kind of, changing, get ready for bed, you look on your bed and there's 2 pieces of paper.
Oh.
One looks to be open, and the other one looks to be a sealed letter.
Oh, yeah. All right, she'll go check those out.
All right, which one are you looking at first?
We'll check the open one first, then we'll
Okay.
read the letter.
You pick it up, and looking over it, you instantly know who this is. It's very, very choppy writing. It's common, but it reads kind of like a young child would write. It's someone who's probably learning and all that, and definitely doesn't have the highest capacity for learning and intelligence and all that. You know this to be the caretaker who's Bosdo, who's been overseeing your farm and all that, and is definitely a good acquaintance. And you instantly read it, and you read through the letter, and without making it sound too dismayed and all that, it just says, "Hope journey was good. This came in your absence."
She'll kind of nod to herself, set that one aside, and check out that sealed letter.
Okay. You look at it, and it is a letter. It does have your name on it. It says Rin Luris. It doesn't necessarily have an address because there is nothing needed, but it has the standard postal markings. It looks like it was mailed. And it's sealed.
Is it like a special seal or just like a regular?
No, it looks like it was just a mailed letter, but it has your name on it. And
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Want to open up?
Pop it open. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
So as you open up and you read the letter,
Oh my god.
Dear sister, I don't have much to say, and I understand if a letter like this seems unexpected, but I feel it is necessary at a time like this. I have done a lot of traveling, thinking, and growing since my departure all that time ago, and I expect that you've been doing the same. You always seemed like the kind of person to reach for greater heights, and that is something I can respect about you. To put it bluntly, I may need of your capabilities in the coming future. There isn't much I am willing to put into a letter such as this, but believe me when I say it is something that may interest you. You never got to meet Father, and that honestly may be for the best, but if you ever had any urge to see the man for yourself, then this would be the time. Father isn't in the best place as an elven being, and especially not with the law, but he will have a role to play in all of this as well. As I said, this is merely a foretelling of things to come, but I want you to at least think about the possibility of a family get-together, and beyond that, helping me with some of my plans. I know we don't see eye to eye on everything, especially after my first visit, but what are second chances if not for opportunities such as this? You'll be hearing from me again soon. William Luris. P.S. Don't worry about checking your mail at the farm. I'm working on a little trick so I can reach you whenever and wherever.
Rin, her face is a bit, not really pale, just kind of like shocked. She'll just fold up the letter, set it on the side table. Well, that gives me a lot to think about. And, with a lot on her mind, she's gonna try and get some sleep.
okay. And there's definitely a lot on your mind.
Yeah.
The first hour is thinking back, not on the letter, but even farther back, just about things, what he could mean, what any of that could mean, why now, why ever.
Yeah.
And as it's kind of a restless night for first couple hours, you do eventually curl up next to the child that you've brought and healed and have certainly given another chance at a different life, and that's a different comfort. That definitely helps you curl up and eventually find sleep. And all of you guys do have a restful sleep inside Rin's house in Terse Fields. And that's where we'll stop.
Woo! Wasn't expecting that one.
I totally was.
All of a sudden, Gorbo jumps from the ceiling, crashes in with me, just grapples off.
The house is getting destroyed.
Gonna give her.
Thank you for letting me read that. It was
No, it's a good
nice to
catch.
strap on the old.
I was about to press send to Rin, and I was like, you know what? That's interesting. I like that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I have to piss and I have to go to bed.
Yeah, you guys are all good.